I hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to February. It's been a pretty good day. Actually, the pre-market last night was pretty vicious. I remember over the weekend, you had a lot of different things going on. We could have had issues with oil in Iran. People were worried about gold. You had the Kevin Warsh, and really none of that materialized. You had a slight gap down, ripped up here to start the week. We're actually like 9 to like 11 points off of the high. We did get an update out of Trump. They lowered tariffs on India, and then no tariffs we were only charging them 18% now, and then they went down to 0. We got to hear Trump live. He didn't say much. We were talking about the Moltbot and Claudbot, Open Claw, whatever you call it. There's a couple of things going on, and then I will tell you now to start off this video. I do hope you watched the video we posted, second link in the description, or actually I don't know if this video is updated, but go to the trading fraternity because we were talking about the dollar and gold and deflation and China and why that's so important, because today you actually had a big set of data. The ISM manufacturing came in the highest since 2022. So what's the last thing you've heard since 2022? The dollar declining the most since 2022. And yeah, that's I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that all ties in. It relates to both run it hot, whether or not we're going to get a deflationary spiral. It relates to a lot. And yeah, market started doing even better from there. Gold, you had the Kevin Warsh, and really none of that materialized. You had a slight gap down, ripped up here to start the week. Okay, yeah. So either way. Start the week. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So either way. Sorry. There's a lot going on. But yeah, like I'm telling you, the ISM manufacturing, that was a big deal. I think it was actually very important. And we're going to see where this plays out. It left the bonds a little bit clapped, but I do think economic performance, that might be a little bit more important. So let's see, baby. But now, it is time for philosophy, Chatadonia. Time for philosophy. So yeah, let's get it. I'm going to send out an alert. I think we'll begin in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna need a second. I'm gonna play you guys something today. I need to make sure it's on my computer. I would have had Moltbot give you the Philo, but he doesn't remember who he is today. That's a Philo in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, good luck and get ready. But I will BRB. Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a cult, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there. I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared. Big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah. It's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours. It's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god, then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib. But for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing they want death to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen. It's a call, baby. Feels like it's gonna be a good day. Satan, hold on by a crib, that's that, that's ours, why wait, be great, that's that, no way, we changed, what's the plan, that's that, out my way, that's the play, new game, that's that, can't believe they missed it, oh my goodness, I can't believe they forsake all the guidance, I can't believe they couldn't see the timing, Father, think we should remind us. I'm free, no strings, no chains, that's that. One God, one king, one way, that's that. Sovereign, supreme, what you know about that? One thing before you leave, please don't come back. Never needed, then you needed Jesus. I'd rather have no friends and hang with demons. Your brother gonna show up when he needed, but can the two still walk with that agreement? Satan, hold on by your crib, that's that, that's ours, why wait, be great, that's that, no way, we change, what's the plan, that's that, out my way, that's the play, new game, that's that, wanna gamble, that's a game for the gods, what's the matter, thought you knew about the laws, Father, why do they complain about your laws, ask for justice, but they made sure it was gone, soldiers mental, I can see it. Chatadonia. Oh, Chatadonia. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, it's time for Philo. Ain't that fun? I hope you had a good weekend. You know, I had a great weekend, bro. I just nerded out. You know that? Isn't it sad though? You're gonna hear it, man. You know what's sad? That nerding out with all this technology. You guys, I'm telling you, I'm a crazy futurist. And I'm fascinated. I'm both like, you know, some of y'all get sick to your stomach, you told me. And you see the world and you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? We're all gonna die. So like, you know, I had that moment earlier. I don't know if, you know, you'll go through it, but I'm both excited and I guess already jaded by the world. But dude, it's you know what it all comes, you know what's sad, bro? I'm turning into my dad. Because, like, it all comes back to Jesus. I know. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all, I know maybe I'm too young to be talking like this, but it's the truth, bro. That's all. Everything, I'm like, man, God, the reality, consciousness. You guys know, like, the first, oh, man. I already shared a lot of it with the book about y'all, but I'm telling you, man, consciousness, reality. You know who was a big fan of that? Jesus. Y'all don't feel me. Well, I'll share some with you today. That's what, so again, and all of this, all this weekend, man, it got me thinking about a lot. But it also got me thinking about something else. Like I was telling you, man, I got to see some stuff was pretty effective playing with this little bot. But at the same time, man, it just goes to show, bro, like everything I've been telling y'all and just, you know, the difference, like what's the difference between like a human and an AI? Especially when you're like telling it what to learn. Does anybody like beside like to keep it simple without going deep into the technology? Just we share something with these computers, but we have a different level of free will. But what do you know what the difference is between effective learning and not? Like a big difference. It's something I was telling y'all a lot last year. It's funny, there's like emotions and doubt. Yeah, that's part of it, but it's something so simple. Yeah, past experiences, that plays into our learning. That's why I'm saying you're a lot more complex, which is good. I hope you appreciate that. Dude, just simply the outside influence. You know, you make this little bot until, that's why I didn't put it on like the full internet yet. But all he was learning was one thing. You know, you would expand it and you could give it more stuff, but what you tell it to focus on. But like for real, man, that outside influence, it could help limit those emotions. It could help limit your other desires and everything else. But just remember, and I think yeah, it is that is the data. That's what I'm telling you. It's like when you focus on one data set, that's all it's gonna know. But at the same time, like, imagine this is something I was warning a lot of people on last year. And I'll tell you right now, the last couple months have been chill. I feel like the amount of outside influence hasn't been too crazy. All right, you don't have as much FOMO, you don't have as much emotional wildness. People have gotten used to Trump, and there's a lot of weird stuff in the world too. But at the end of the day, don't forget that outside influence and what you are taking in, that is going to affect what you learn and what you put out. So don't forget that, and and whatever you focus on, if you could define your focus and truly stay focused on it, my brother, that is going to be a very effective thing for whatever you want to accomplish. Do you guys understand? I'm telling you, again, what does your past experience mean? Depending on how you are taking in that info and even comparing it to other stuff. We've all been through stuff. That's the difference between going through life, having an experience, and then you start talking to people, you start talking to the internet, you start going on WebMD. Before you know it, you got a lot more influence of how you're interpreting that versus, again, what is your standard? And that's what does the Lord say about you, brother? Oh, don't. I hope they feel me. So that's the first part, but it does relate to the second part. The confession. Do you know what it means to confess? Do you think confess is just like, oh, I sinned, Lord. I confess I'm a gambler. I confess I'm a druggie. I confess I'm an adulterer. I confess. I said it out loud. Are you Michael Scott? I declare bankruptcy. Do you know what it means to confess? Like, actually what it means. Because I'll tell you right now, it's not just saying it. And I hope this actually helps you. A confession is getting back into alignment. That's how it works. The kingdom, the governments. Think about it. You run a red light. What happens? You feel a certain way. Why? Because you're like, oh, if a cop saw me. Oh, wait, what if I get hit? But you know you did something. Simple. Just running a red light. When was the last time you ran a red light? Don't worry, I won't report you. But think about it. You feel a certain way. You know, why would you even trip about running a red light? Because you know there's a law. You know there's an enforcement. And think about it. You run the red light, you get out of alignment. Confess doesn't mean, oh, I ran the red light. It means get back to alignment. Follow the street signs. Follow the traffic signs. So that's the same way the kingdom operates, my friend. And this is something I would tell you. Like I said, I think the easiest one. I'm a gambler. Dude, it doesn't matter if you say it or not. I mean, admitting goes a long way. But at the same time, do you understand what that means then? You truly want to confess, you truly want to make an improvement. It doesn't mean you just talk about it all day. It means you get back into alignment. Because there's a mechanism. That's how it works. You break the law, you get out of alignment, you go through, whether it's a ticket, whether you don't get a ticket, kingdom of heaven, he gave you a mechanism. He says you do this, I will view you as clean, you're repented, but it's not just to talk. It's to get back in alignment. So that's something I remind for this next month. I'm sure we're all going to make some mistakes. I'm sure some of us are going to do some good things. But whatever you do, confess. And I don't mean talk about it. I don't mean you need to yell it out loud. You don't need to go back and forth. But what you need to do and focus on is remain in alignment. You get out of bounds, the real confession is getting back in bounds. You stray from whatever you need to be doing, my brother. What matters is you getting back into alignment with what you are trying to accomplish, your goal, your God, your life. So I thought about this, man, and I think it's a very important concept, because I do think it's very easy to fall out of alignment, but then at the same time, it's such a beautiful thing to get in alignment. That's where you want your flow state. You want a lot of things. You stay in line, bro. Again, I don't know how many of you, I think you've gone through it. Ask anybody who started with the long term, started to gamble, and then stopped and got back to it. And you're like, wow, it is better when it just goes up. Wow, it is better when I just have the volatility don't freak me out. Wow, it is better when I'm able to. So I'm telling you, alignment goes a long way. Your job, I don't know what the world be throwing at you. I don't know how you feel about the Epstein files, all of it. Don't let that throw you off. I really hope you get back into full alignment. Don't forget why you started something. Don't forget what you are doing. Don't forget what it leads to. Man, what did Legal say earlier? What was that? What was the quote you gave? The quote from the Philo. That's why that resonated very, very hard. And I think that's part of it, man, getting back into alignment. So I hope you don't forget these things, man. So now, this is, I'll play something at the end of this. It's kind of not related, but I'm gonna just, man, I don't know. I really nerded out over the weekend. And it was fun because I was like, man, why am I such a nerd? Yes, the language of kings is decision. You are waiting on clarity. You are not waiting on clarity. Clarity's waiting on your commitment. Amen, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's a lie. It's part of the alignment. I love it. Thank you. So, I'm telling you, the nerding out was fun. And I was like, man, I like being a nerd. I hate that I like being a nerd. You know that? And I thought about it. I was like, I've been a nerd my whole life. Not like, I've never been like a real coder like that. I've been a video game nerd. I mean, let me put it this way. You could stick me inside of a room and I could keep myself busy and be very at peace. I like going out. I like going for a walk. I've learned to be healthy and do all those things. But oh my gosh, I love not being a part of the world. That's one way I could put it. Both as like a nerd, but also, that's what I'm saying, bro. This got me thinking of my spirit. Then it got me thinking of the Father. So, what do you think Jesus was doing? And this is the crazy part, because like I'm telling you, reality. I think that man Jesus was very fascinating. Not only what he did, not the miracles, but like, have you really thought about what he was saying? And what he was talking about in terms of reality? This was a guy walking around saying stuff that people couldn't understand, and they all wanted different things from him. He was talking about a kingdom, and they wanted him to take over Rome. He was talking about all these things. You would see a miracle. They're like, this guy's going to do all this. But again, he was speaking of a different reality. That's the craziest part about Jesus, is that a lot of what he was talking about was a different reality. He was pretty much insinuating the whole time that we are passing through this place. That's all it was. He said, I'm not of this world. You're not of this world. Well, again, what was he doing when he would always reference the Father? You don't realize it? He was not, like, Jesus was not really a part, he was just not really a part of this reality. He was, but he wasn't. He was clearly something more, but like I'm saying, what was he really saying? He was telling you on what reality to invest in. And that's why everything he did and what he would say, it was kind of shocking. He would go talk to the Father. Well, was he just praying? Was he sitting there praying so he could live in the world? And no. The world was it's funny. Somebody said that. They're like, the long term, people get mad. Yeah, so I said, imagine Jesus. Every time he would retreat from the crowds. He would retreat, go in, and again, the disciples, they couldn't even understand it. That's why they would confuse him a lot. They wanted different things from him too. But what would he do? He would go to the Father. He would retreat away from a hostile world. The world is always hostile to the Spirit. Do you understand what that means in reality's sake? The world is always hostile to the Spirit. That was the whole nature of what he was talking about. He said, you live in this world, you live in this reality, everything is going to try to get you to focus on the world. The moment you try to insist and go to the Spirit, the world is going to be very hostile. People will not understand that. You might not even fully understand that. Yeah, it was solitude. He would retreat. If you listen to what Jesus says, he did not like this reality. There was a lot of pain in this reality for him. The world was hostile. He told it was going to be hostile because why? What was the point? He said it's a hostile world. He's saying you're not going to stay in this reality. See, why was I thinking about this? Where I heard people talking about it, but then all this damn AI shit, whether the bot stuff was fake or real, it's like you were watching. Again, how many things have we seen change reality just in the last few years? Your reality, it changes, it grows. But again, there is a reality of the physical, the reality of what we all experience. Well, the whole time, Jesus said he didn't like it because he knew it wasn't permanent. That's why, dude, everything you would ask him it was a lot of evidence that he was not invested in this reality. They would ask him about his parents. He'd say, who's my father? He said, I have a heavenly father. He would say, let the dead bury the dead. They remember the lady went up to him. They're like, bless the lady that nursed you. He said, no, bless whoever takes this word, bro. You don't think that's crazy? His mom would be outside and his brother looking for him, and he would say, who's my mom? Think about that. Every part of his reality on earth was rejecting this reality. It was kind of trippy. Like, let me put it another way. Because I was just even telling y'all with this, like, the reference point. You remember that Philo last week? Because I'm telling you, bro, principles are crazy. The way you follow principles are amazing, and it could create great things in this world. But here's the kicker. It's not just to get things out of it. It's not just there to get out of a hole. It was there as a reference point. So guess what, bro? I hate to break it to you. Do you know Jesus was not trying to teach people how to be better humans? This might shock some of y'all. Jesus was not trying to teach people how to be better humans. He was trying to teach people that you are not from this world. Doesn't that sound kind of crazy? That's what he was saying the whole time. Go look at it. That's why this reality was a struggle. He was not invested in this reality. He didn't have a home. He wasn't buying things. His relationship to family. And I'm not saying these things are bad, but those things keep you tied to this reality. That's the reality of it. Why do we like this life? You have family, you have friends, you have beautiful things. It's nice to look at. You got food, you get enjoyment. You build a legacy, all these things. Jesus wasn't trying to teach you how to do all that. That wasn't the story of Jesus trying to get all these different things in. His whole teaching was that this is all a flower. Here today, gone tomorrow. You say, what you think is time is nothing to God. He was saying this reality is not permanent. He's saying you are only going to be passing through here. You take your mind, you could get over that and look beyond the material. That's the transformation. You let material consume your mind in reality, That's when you get trapped in just the body. That's what he was saying. It's a very trippy concept, but I think that's a good way to sum it up. You realize you're conscious right now. You realize this reality, there is more to it. You transform, viewing now that your reality and mine, your soul ain't going nowhere. You know that. Y'all gonna die one day. All of us will. I will. Your soul is gonna go somewhere. There's gonna be a different reality, a different plane of space and time. I know, man. I've been playing with the AI too much. You can even see the little AI's reality. But then if you can let materialism, you let the world, all these things consume you, you get trapped in the body. It's funny how many people want to be trapped in the body. I just said your soul gonna go somewhere. You're not done after this. That's what you are not done after this. But some people don't like that prospect. The more you invest in this reality, the less likely you're gonna believe that there's somewhere else beyond it. That's what I'm saying. Heaven, hell. He's saying there's another reality. You're going somewhere else. Like, think about it. One of his favorite. You guys might all know this one. Why did Jesus say it's harder? It's more difficult than a rich man to enter the kingdom than a camel to go through the eye of a needle. Do you really think that was about money and wealth? He was talking about how invested you are in this reality. Think of investment. Think of the more invested you are in this reality. You are rich in this world. Not like rich. We're talking, how much do you care about this reality? The deeper you are in that, the harder it is to believe everything that was just said. I'm like, what do you mean? The world and this and where we go, the physical experience. Why would there be a consciousness? Why wouldn't my consciousness just end with this world? The more you invest in the consciousness of this world, the materialism, you name it, all these things, the harder it is to understand that there is another reality. Different time, different everything. So, yeah, and it's very simple. Because you choose that, let me put it this way. I think you see it. This already, to some of y'all, you're like, what the, man? You choose God's reality, you will be targeted by the hostile world. That's it. You believe in this world, it's simple. The world accepts you. You say my reality is here with this earth. Oh, I want to do what the world does. That's what he's saying. You follow the ways of the world. The more you invest in it, you believe in it. Very simple. That's going to vibe very well with your time here. You're conscious. You're not going to be distraught. Jesus was pretty distraught. Because that's why he didn't accept the reality of this world. He said there's a bigger reality. There's something more important. You are going somewhere. He said, I want to go there. I don't want to be here. The world was very hostile towards that. They're saying, why don't you want to invest? Why don't you become the king? Why don't you become this? Why don't you do that? You could heal people. You could do all these. He said, it doesn't matter. This world is temporary. This reality is temporary. He said, choose this word, choose this light. But what's going to happen? You start focusing your reality and consciousness on something beyond here, it is going to make this world hostile. It's not going to vibe the same way. Think about it. Any of you would act like that even with your worldly sense. If it's going to be gone tomorrow, why would you care about it? See, that's the paradox. That's the contradiction, because you're like, well, how do I focus on this next reality without just not doing anything in this reality? Oh, you find that at the cross, my brother. Don't get attached to it. Just like Jesus, you're a foreigner, bro. Think about it. He's a foreigner in another country. He didn't know the language. He said, this is not my home. This is not my life. This is death. He said, it's reversed. So, yeah, man. Consciousness in reality. And it's funny because I saw a lot of things this weekend, and it's cool. And it's cool to see where we at on the scale of this timeline. But then, yeah, it brings me right back to your boy Jesus Christ. Because if this was the OG of consciousness in reality, he was the first guy walking around before there was internet, before there was any of this talking about, we are not from here, you are not of this. The eye of a needle, all this thing. So that's what I was thinking about. And it got me really excited. And I look forward to what we do on this earth, but like, it doesn't matter. What matters more is that you're using your time on this earth for wherever reality is going to take you. And I hope you're aware of that. And I hope you don't hold tight to this fact that there's only one reality of what you experience now. Because I could almost guarantee there's another one coming. We're all going to experience it at different times. But, I mean, look around, dude. Technology is changing your reality. You should be using your time now, not to build technology, but to, again, don't get trapped in this body. Don't let your soul and you have something that is going somewhere, bro. And it's very uncomfortable. That's what the whole story of Jesus was saying. Invest for a bigger reality. Don't put all of it here on earth where the moths and it withers. Yeah, you get in that alignment, bro. It goes a long way. So, God bless you, Chad. I hope it gets you thinking. So now, I'm going to end it with this. Kind of in right field, left field. It has nothing to do with what I just told you. But it kind of does. But I thought you guys would like this. Because I heard this. And I saved this video. And yeah, I liked it a lot. You got to be wise. You got to be a dove. And I think he talks in the video about like reaching people and witnessing. And I think for some of you, this is important. And I think for others, it might not be. But that's okay. Because I think you need to learn some of these principles too. Like the patience and the understanding. And I think it's going to, it's good. Because I don't know. You're going to be surprised when I say the punchline. The punchline is you need to learn how to be a snake. I think some people already figured it out in a negative way, but there's you are told to do something like a serpent, surprisingly. Remember, he made the serpents too. So here's my boy, Miles Monroe. Rest in peace.
We always thought that the devil was a snake. But according to Jesus, if you're going to be an effective witness, you got to be like a snake. Every time I saw a snake when I was growing up, I used to think of the devil. And yet when God made a snake, God said, this is very good. So let us get from the words of Jesus how to witness. The whole chapter is instructions, and now he gives the final instruction. He says, I am sending you like what? Sheep among wolves. Right? Underline that, underline that. He's talking about instructions. He says, when you go witnessing, here's what it looks like. It's like going as sheep among wolves. Next, therefore, be as wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. Everybody say wisdom. 10 things that a serpent does. Number 1, everybody please buy this tape because you ain't gonna get them all. Number 1, camouflage. Oh, glory, hallelujah. The first thing a snake does is what? Camouflage. It blends into the environment. Jesus said, if you're going to win people, don't stand out like a sore thumb. Camouflage. Number 2, snake. The ability to enter any situation. The ability to enter any situation. You know, snakes are amazing. You find snakes in your house trying to figure out how did they get through that little hole. You know, snakes got the ability to change the form of their bodies in such a way that they can go into little places where they don't seem to be able to go. God says, be like the snake. Wiggle in there. Just wiggle in there. How you getting here? Well, you know, everything is everything. Third thing about a snake blows my mind. No fear of the size of the prey. Come on, study a snake. They have no fear of the size of their prey. The prey looks big. The snake looks at it and says, I got the jaws for you, baby. Snake's body is 2 inches, and that rabbit is 5 inches. Snake doesn't care. Snake says, I got you covered. Number 4, study your prey. Snakes never attack instantly. They spend hours watching, studying the prey. Hear me, friends, and I'm saying this, oh my God, we rush in too fast. It may take you months to witness to somebody. Just study their lifestyle. Study what their weaknesses are. Study what they always go to when they get problems. Study how they handle difficulties. Study what happens when they're under pressure. Study what makes them happy. Study what makes them depressed. Study them. Study them. Just watch them like a snake. And a snake will watch a prey, they say in this book, for 6 hours to 7 hours. Just watch the prey. Only their eyes are moving. You know, the prey goes, just watch the prey. They get steady and they don't move. They just watch the prey. Christ says, be like the snake. Number 5, the spirit of patience. A snake has patience. It just waits until the right moment. It's okay to go home and the person ain't saved yet. Come back tomorrow and study them again. Why? It ain't your harvest, it's his harvest. Sometimes he only wants you to plant a seed. Sometimes he only wants you to throw water on the thing. Yeah, number 6, the spirit of silence. Oh Lord, it's a big one. When you study a snake, it says that when a snake is ready to strike, it will sit there for 7 hours in silence. Do you know when a snake makes noise? When it's threatened, not when it's ready to strike. Can they hear you coming? They hear you coming. Yeah. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Glory. Hallelujah. I just came to work. Glory to God. Amen. Praise the Lord. What are you doing? Hey, boys, say, be like the snake. Be quiet. Yeah. Just shut up. Let them watch your life. Let them watch your attitude. Let them watch how quality work you produce. Silence. And number 7, this one is strange. Hypnotizes them. A snake hypnotizes its prey. The word they use in the book is mesmerize and hypnotize. Now to mesmerize, hypnotize means that the snake, its eyes catches the eye of the prey. And the prey picks up the snake's eye, but the snake never moves. And so wherever the prey goes, the prey is watching the snake's eyes is following the prey, and they actually become locked in with their eyes. They hypnotize the prey. Then the Holy Spirit showed me, he says, you're supposed to hypnotize people by your lifestyle. You just amaze them. They can't believe you living so happy in the midst of all of this junk that they're in. How could you be so at peace in the midst of all these problems? They're mesmerized by your lifestyle, your quality of life, your standard of living, your commitments, your values. How in the world can you live like that? You mesmerize them. Number 8, a snake only strikes when he's sure. You strike when you're sure. When you are certain that this is the moment, the Holy Spirit will tell you when that is. They are ready for you. A snake only strikes when it's sure. It's okay to back off and leave people alone. Are you listening to me? Some folks look, I ain't ready for that now. Then leave them. Yes, you ready, child. The Lord sent me to you. No, the Lord ain't sent you because I ain't ready. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk about God. 9. Confidence in its ability to consume the prey. Every snake is confident in his ability to consume the prey. When a snake goes after a prey, they don't wonder whether they can digest it. They know they can digest it, and they go after it. And finally, and this is an important one, snakes have a slow process for digestion. When you win someone to Jesus, be like a snake. It takes a long process for them to be transformed. Don't tell them, change your clothes now, take off that skirt, change it. No, 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 no. This is digestion period now. They don't come to Christ, don't tell them stop smoking, stop drinking. Leave them alone. That's the Holy Ghost job. That ain't your job.
Be like the snake. So yeah, bro, I like that. I like that one a lot. And now, like I said, I think for some of y'all, you could take it at face value of I don't know what your goals are for converting people. But and that's what he was talking about, you know, being an effective witness. But it's terrible because, like, dude, I couldn't shake how good of advice it was for a lot of things, even in finance and even in business. I really, like, dog, I don't know if you heard it. So, my mind hears both, because I agree, bro. I really do think that, you know, it's a good reminder on how to, like, reach people. And then you guys were even telling me about the long term, and you're saying, wow, people don't like it. But I'm telling you, all around business, trading, every single aspect, man, I think that was a nice little master class. Can you wiggle into anything? Oh, you should be able to go anywhere you want, my brother. Do you know that? That's like the snake. There's no such thing as you can't go anywhere. You could go anywhere. That's Miles Monroe, how to be an effective witness. I think that's from the 90s or early 2000s. The third one. Not being afraid of the size of the prey. Man, that one I think is very effective. What is your goal? Don't tell me it's something too big. And you actually, in your mind, you cannot be intimidated by it. Like I'm saying, bro, I think a lot of y'all can accomplish way more than you think, especially where tech and a lot of things are headed. I would not be intimidated by how big the prey is. That's something you could learn from the snake. Snakes could take out lions if they really wanted to. It's actually, I didn't really think about it till he said it. But yeah, man, snakes are tiny. That doesn't make them not a predator. So again, that sounds aggressive for some, but I do hope that you have that same mentality in approaching your goals. This one, study your prey and spirit of patience. These go hand in hand. You need to study it. You want something, I wouldn't be intimidated by how big it is. I would make sure I know everything about it. But then once you have that, you need to start learning to wait for the right moment. Do not rush into things too fast. You're right. That prey is not, there's no such thing as too big for you. There is something as too soon, though. I could agree with that. Did Myrna go up on that headline? Abus and Myrna negative ruling for Arbus Therapeutics. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, man. There is a such thing as too soon. But if you're actually studying it, just, start learning to be patient. But you're not being patient doing nothing. You should be patient watching. Patient studying, not patient being afraid of it. And then, you know what happens right before? That was a bar, bro. The spirit of silence. You know what the snake does before it attacks? Shh. A snake only makes noise when it's threatened, not when it's ready to strike. That's crazy. Oh man, you combine all these, bro. It goes hard. Yeah, be still, bro. But I don't know. I think it's a spirit. It's a spirit of patience. It's a spirit of silence. Bro, I'm telling you, you get in the battle. Some people get the confidence. You're ready to go. It's hard to have that spirit of patience. You need to wait. It's hard not to. It's this. This is going to happen. This, oh my gosh. This. Think about it. All the things your brain takes in. I think not making noise is one of the harder parts. Again, that's why we say to people, praise God. It's like, is that always going to be effective? You got to combine them when you're ready, when you're sure. Only strike when you are sure. Man, you know that he said it's okay to back off. That right there, bro, I think that's what I'm saying, man. If you apply this in life, apply this to whatever your goal is, bro, these things it's very, very, very big. You're telling me you're not afraid of it. You're not intimidated by it. You're actually studying it. You're actually waiting. You're not making noise because you're threatened. You ain't gonna make any noise. They won't see you coming. But only strike when you are sure. That right there will be a game changer for a lot of you. Because if you actually put the first steps into practice, it's not a game of, you're not getting impatient, you're not playing scared, you're not playing small, you're playing and I'm ready. And you strike when you are sure. You make sure you do your diligence. I'm not just talking trading, bro. I'm talking everything. Any goal you want to accomplish. Once you build that confidence, that's what it leads to. Then you get the confidence and ability to consume. You're not going to be intimidated by the size. You're not going to be intimidated. What if I'm wrong? What if I mess up? That's not what it's about. You need to make sure you're sure. You're sure you go. That's what the snake does. They don't wonder if they could digest it. That's a pretty funny. I never thought about that. They don't wonder if they could digest it. It's not like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this. It's too big. Well, even if I can't accomplish it all, how am I going to handle all? No. U.S. to host critical minerals ministerial on February 4th. That 2 days? Well, there you go. Add that to the list. But yeah, I think all of these in order go a very long way. But then I like the last part a lot. It's a slow process for digestion. Transformation takes time. Oh, I love this. Because my bro, even all of this stuff, even if you're going to go run this, even if you like, I'm going to be like the snake today. I'm going to take advantage of my reality. I'm going to live in this. I'm going to focus on the none of that's going to happen tomorrow. You know that, right? You could digest anything. Like we said, there's such thing as too soon, not too big. Too soon exists. Too big doesn't. Any transformation is going to take time. You strike when you're sure. You go after it. You could go after anything. No matter how big you are, how small you are, how big it is. But once you start consuming it, it's going to take time. That's the thing. There's no overnight transformation. Oh, the sooner you get this, the better. Burry buys Lulu. Substack. What's up, Michael Burry? Let's see where it's at. It's a good value spot. Remember, he's the best value investor. But yeah, man. So I'm excited for this. I think this could help you in whatever you're doing in life. And if you do want to be effective with people, that's what he was talking about. But man, I think you could apply this in so many ways. But no matter what it is, bro, I don't think it's going to happen overnight. And that's not a bad thing. Again, the spirit of patience, the spirit of silence, it vibes very well. This is the nature of it. You know, I know we've talked some crazy stuff. We've talked some big things, some exciting things. Oh, you strike when you're sure. And even after you've done it all, don't stop expecting something immediately. Because once you have that real spirit of understanding that, you're going to start transforming. You will start to digest it. How many times have we brought up digestion in financial markets? This is something I always share with people. Something big happens, the news happens. Wait, let it digest. Even the last couple days, the Kevin Warsh, let it digest. You could accomplish and get big things, but you got to let it digest. So, Chad, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And God bless America. But take that to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Here on mobile, press high chat. X out the chat. Hit the thumbs up button. Second link for the nightly watch list in my channel. God bless America. That's it, man. That's your Philo. That's your Philo. Wayfair, he's saying, what's it called? GME speculates, or Burry speculates Cohen could buy W. So these are two Michael Burry. It's all coming out right now, too. I hit a little bit harder there. Call, baby. If a humble man tell you to be humble, he a narcissist. Tell that to the arsonist, the pharmacist. I wonder about the Stalinist, the Darwinist. I must insist, the things that we up against don't play defense. So next time that you take offense, my boundary just another fence. Don't forget, remember this. Already lost everything, don't tell me about a fucking risk. I'm humble but I'm powerful, but I don't have to tell you. There's some moments that you can't forget. So if I'm fake, come and get me now. It's not a big head, I just know the size of the crown. You watched a lot of porn. Does it look like I'm fucking around? You didn't like me then, I didn't hope that you would like me now. You want peace, I want it too. You want war, I got a crew. But I won't lie, dog, I only need a few. So tell me what you really wanna do. Man, I swear I'm just like you. Cause the tongue brings life, but it brings death too. Please just move. Good advice is never taken by a fool. I took a look at life like a mechanic look at tubes. Cheap, fast, and quality, could only pick two. Mannequin, I'm rude, but in a panic, in a feud. Would you want it on your team, or do you want it against you? The humble made me hungry, I will eat any food. Humble made me better, fake humble made me confused. The truth is that there is a real humility typical of our time. But it so happens that it's practically a more poisonous humility than the wildest prostrations of the ascetic. The old humility was a spur that prevented a man from stopping, not a nail in his boots that prevented him from going on. For the old humility made a man doubtful about his efforts, which might make him work harder. But the new humility makes a man doubtful about his aims, which will make him stop working altogether.
seen dark, I seen light, I seen pain, I seen fight. Living wrong, always feel right. Why you made me like this, asking every night. Fearfully created, trying to find the feeling of elation. Funny how it foolishly fueled me to sedation. Couple years later now I read for revelation. What I teach is just a piece of how the pieces of salvation. Shout out to Peach. Gotta stay consistent, man. Somebody call Josh. It sound like they keep talking dividends. Never had too many friends, cause brothers always better when family is everything. I'm about to buy a minivan. Show y'all who is really fan. Don't call me if it's easy, cause I'll be there when you need me there. They make me proud, I really care. God is the creator, brother. We could take this anywhere. Speak a couple languages, but all I'm saying, we never scared. Nah, I'm just tryna get my best, bro. Get more than I get, bro. The right don't know where left go. Hard to hold it down when there's things I couldn't let go. They scared of the truth, so it's my manifesto. Oh, there the jets go a breaststroke. Say it with your chest, bro. Hard to shake the feeling when you next to. Give your family everything. This wasn't accidental. Some people gave up everything. You don't know my mental. I seen dark, I seen light, I seen pain, I seen fight. Living wrong, always feel right. Why you made me like this, asking every night. I seen dark, I seen light, I seen pain, I seen fight. Living wrong, always feel right. Why you made me like this, asking every night. It's too deep, they all depth to the depth. I meant what I said, but they bent how it's read. Blessed to be blessed, but the flesh isn't dead. I relent, then repent, then I do it all again. I'll admit I'm really sick, but nobody got the meds. Wouldn't trust them if they did. Now you see how hard this is. And you want me to have kids when these people want my head for all the things I did. Wait, what the hell I did? Shit. All I did was speak my truth, so you could grab the loot, maybe get a crib or two. I don't know why you ain't moved, maybe born with silver spoon. Thought we didn't get to choose our life for even fool. They audacious with the hatred when they blame them. It's our nature, highly favored and they hate it. You mention the creator, then they claim that you ain't stable. It's a fable, but the most documented man alive is how I seen dark, I seen light, I seen pain, I seen fight. Living wrong, always feel right. Why you made me like this, asking every night. I seen dark, I seen light, I seen pain, I seen fight. Living wrong, always feel right.
Alter.
Why you made me like this, asking every night.
Chattadonia. Yeah, you got more Burry, bro. He said ADT. He's speculating ADT and W. And then he bought Lululemon. So, yeah, that all happened there. Again, the greatest value investor in the world who masquerades as a short seller. But, yeah, man, I like his buys, bro. I like him. But, yeah, we're back, baby. What time is it? 11:02. 2 more hours on your first Monday of February. How's it feel? Market likes it. Do you like it? Where are we? Equal weight, chilling. Everything's chilling. So yeah, Intel did like it. I know. I had that up there. I saw Intel and Apple moving hand in hand. Dude, Intel's had so many of these 6-7% days. ADT 2.7 Divi. Didn't they recently do a transaction though? I don't know, but like, I feel like Michael Cohen, what's his name? Ryan Cohen. He's just gonna buy GameStop. He's like, we're gonna start first by buying GameStop, and then they're like, what? Did you just cap all of our gains at a price? But yeah, either way, we'll see. This February has 4 of every day. Really? Isn't that how every week works, or am I tripping? Isn't it short? How many days are in February? Isn't it 28? Or is this year 30? I don't know. I'm not good at the leap year. But Chattadonia, if you have any questions, now would be your time. Otherwise, no. And you said this video is not This is live, man. This is live. Why would it be? Yesterday was the weekend. How would this even be? What? The SPY's is going up, bro. It's got 4 Sundays and Saturday. 28 days, but it starts on a Sunday. Dude, have you guys noticed that they what's it called? That the days are getting longer now? This isn't like a conspiracy theory. This is I'm just like, I noticed because I take my long walks on the beach, but like the sun sets later, bro. The sun is setting at like 5:15 now. Earlier it was setting at like dude, it used to set at like 4:45. I think this is just the seasons, bro. Yeah, the winter solstice. Dude, it's so it's nice though, cause like, bro, at one point, bro, it was setting at like 4:45, and then it got to like 5. Like 2 weeks ago, it set, or last weekend, it set at like 5:15, and then yesterday it set at like 5:20, 25. Yeah, bro, the days were getting. But then, dude, you guys don't know it's coming though, huh? You guys don't know, huh? You know, isn't it March? They about to end the daylight savings. So yeah, bro, I feel like this daylight savings, I thought I would have benefited off of it. I did in the beginning. It felt really nice, but now I'm like, oh shit. So I'm gonna go back to waking up at 3 a.m. Yeah, bro, it's about to get early. It's about to get real early. But yeah, I don't like the day. Is it ending or starting? I don't know, but I don't like the whole daylight savings change. But that's happening, bro. I don't know if they're ending it. They're just gonna move the clock back. I think we lose an hour of sleep. Yeah. Sad, bro. I know it's normal. I just noticed it and I'm getting excited. But then it's conflicting because I'm like, I get more sunlight on the sunset. But then right when it feels good, they're gonna fucking flip the clock. They get longer by 2 minutes every day until summer solstice. Is that a fact? That's pretty cool. Microsoft dropping a little bit. I'm surprised we're still melting up here. You got a couple names active on the low ticker. We vote in California to stop moving. I don't know. California is a bunch of crackheads. Dude, did you hear about the mileage? The mileage tax? Dog, I think it moved through. I think it's going to be on the ballot. Dog, they put a mileage tax. Do you understand? They want to tax you for every mile that you drive. So you got to pay on top of your gas. You got to pay for your tax on gas, right? Right. And then now when you register your car and they put the mileage, you are going to get taxed. I think it's up 2 to 9 cents a mile. You got to lease the road from the fucking government. Isn't that amazing? But I think it moved forward. I think that if people vote on it, yeah, that's why I was like, dude, I don't know how I feel about that. I know, can't you just register it somewhere else, right? Fuck that. I won't even register my car. Fuck y'all. I'll register it every 5 years when they try to tow my car. How about that? You know, and I'm like, oh, I didn't drive. The mileage is the same. No, for real, bro. It's like a real thing, a mileage tax. I didn't think they were that dumb after like how everybody's kind of been tripping and all that. But like, they're like, nah, we want to tax the mileage. 2 to 9 cents a mile. So like, depending on how much you drive, it's like a couple $100 to a couple $1,000 a year just to drive, just to use these roads with potholes and trash. That's what it is. But hey man, California. I don't know if they're going to take away the gas tax. I guess if they move it on over. But yeah, and at least we don't get Newsom, but that other lady, ROIV, I think they reacted to that A-Bus Smyrna. They dropped and popped. What I'm saying is like California's not that nice. Well, and too, like in the, you know, the real estate slowed a ton. So it's like, you know, the effect of like the fake demand. Now they're like exposing all the fraud stuff. But like the fake demand, the illegal demand, and then now like the taxes and people leaving, like you're fine, like you see it, you know, it's materializing in terms of like cost of living is still high and taxes and all that, but like the real estate is definitely, it's not moving at the same rate. I don't think I definitely think you have more people, like it's been like that, but they're still lining, more people are leaving than coming in. Yeah, ROIV just went crazy. Yeah, that is true. They're all 2026 models come with a kill switch. Wait, so that's if you don't pay, they turn off your car? No, I thought that was just if like you posted the wrong thing on social media or something. What? That's offensive. I know, bro. You got Nick Shirley in San Diego. Well, what's it called? One lady, there was a lady, like this couple in La Jolla. They just got charged for $100 million. They did like $120 million in healthcare fraud. And then people are finding out that LA, but it is true. I mean, if you thought the fucking Minneapolis was bad, dude, there's a lot of fake demand in California. There's like the stuff I was telling you with like the illegal immigration, like that's affecting rents, dude. Bro, I think San Diego rents have came down to like 2019 levels. Like there has been a fat drop off in rent. And even then, like houses are not, they're not moving the same way. Like you could still sell a good deal, but it's not like, it still takes time. Like the liquidity is so terribly low. The places that are like, places that have kind of been slower, like middle of America and certain cities that have good activity, less fraud, like their demands are just stable, which is good because then that liquidity or not, it's not changing. But like, dude, California, the demand has been very fucked up. Prices are still like elevated, but it's not like, no, it's fucked. It's definitely like, dude, I saw one yesterday. I saw these people trying to sell this house for $5 million. Are you ready for this? What do you think they lowered it to? These guys were just crackheads. They lowered it down to like a fair price, but it just sits there still. They listed at 5.1. What do you think is listed at right now? It's a nice house too. It has an ocean view, everything you could ever ask for. Dog, sitting at 3.9 and they can't sell it. That's so like you're getting, but that's what I would always tell people, bro, because I remember San Diego, bro, you were able to get like a beach home for like $1.5 million. Like not on the water, but like you get like a nice ocean view, 1.5, 1.8, and then they were like 4 million, 5, 6 million. And that worked when there was a bunch of fake demand, and then apparently nobody said anything about fraud, but yeah, that's changed a little bit. The rents need to crash. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's really good to stabilize. And like if rents come down, I mean, some of them are way too damn high. Like I said, I mean, I wasn't, you know, I got a lot of property in San Diego, but like I wasn't fucking jacking up. That's like some of them I was like, dude, how the fuck were people renting shit that high? But yeah, as long as I had good tenants, I think maybe like 10% was my highest rent raise after 5 years. But it was good. The mortgages all worked out, some without them, and you didn't need all that. But the new properties are fucking, but they've crashed. They came down. I saw a building. There's a new building in San Diego. Dude, I don't think I've seen a building in like a decent, it's like a kind of ghetto, but it's like a nicer part of downtown. But it was like, I think it was like $2,000, $2,300 for a 1-bedroom, which I haven't seen that in a long time, surprisingly. But that used to be normal. Yeah, San Francisco's been down. But San Francisco, they're getting a lot of new builds, too. The mayor's decent. That's the guy Trump was talking about today. he's like a liberal, but like he's definitely more like realistic, kind of like 1993 liberal, you know, early 2000s liberal. Like he cares about certain things, but he's actually pushing a bunch of new builds. So right now, if you go to San Francisco and you like apply to get a new build, they'll actually approve it. Or if you wanted to like knock a building down and they're pushing them out right now, which is good. It's going to bring the prices down a little bit, but it's going to like modernize the place a lot more and then get you way better housing options and then actually like add housing options in some of those places. How much supply will come out as market boomers give up Airbnb or age out? A decent amount, but like also too, I think depending on the, you know, if rates just catch up to where market is, like where the short end already is, that's going to help a little bit. But right now you have a record amount of sellers versus buyers. It's like one of the lowest. I don't know if I saved the chart. I showed you guys a couple of weeks ago, but like this happens typically. Again, last time this happened was like 2019, leading into 2020, and then it flipped. But you know, I wouldn't get used to it forever, but it could go on for like another year or two, and then it's eventually going to flip. But then once that happens, though, you're going to go right back to a era of these prices coming up. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? I had that one chart. There was like record sellers. But you probably heard it too. People hyped it up in the last couple months. And like, real estate's dying. But that's just been the irony of it. Is like some places, like the prices now, like they're really off of the highs, but it's still like we're talking, like if you sell a house double what you paid in 2019, people will still fucking buy it. And like that's a crazy price, but that's like, but it's no longer like 2.5, 3 times as much. At one point, people wanted triple what they were buying houses for in 2020, at least in like these hotter Southern California, Austin, Texas ass areas. Let me see if I can find, where is it? Yeah, this is the chart I'm talking about. So like this is the situation where you're asking, like, supply already increased. So you find that this is the biggest gap that it's been on in history. But like I'm saying, you had that in 2019. That's what I'm saying. The market feels like 2019. A lot of people thought it was going to crash in 2019. But then you had the COVID and all that effect. But then essentially the supply came down. Then the buyers rocketed. And then you had more buyers than sellers. That's where it boomed. And now this is our stabilization period. But you also had, again, 2015 to 2016. This is where I got a lot of my real estate stuff started. Actually, it was on the 2013 end, but this is where I was going like really big on real estate. And then it started to fucking, the house sells, the supply just keeps dropping. We're still in that low inventory state, not to mention how many people are just being born and getting into the age where they start renting and moving and all of that, and even buying. So it's going to eventually level out. Like for now, if the buyers keeps going down, like you're already starting to decline on sellers a little bit, but the next housing price increase or stabilize at a higher price, it's going to occur with the amount of sellers going down, that supply and inventory. Well, you're already seeing it. That's why I made a video on deflation, because it's been a year. It's been a little bit longer, but you've already watched deflate. Like real estate prices have deflated a little bit. Like depending on where you are, especially if it was really high, you've had deflation to a certain degree. Now, the question is if it's a spiral and how long it lasts. But, like, again, goods, services, that's why the manufacturing data today was a very good sign, not for deflation or just so that the economy could avoid a spiral of it. But, yeah, a lot of things. I mean, used car prices, they've deflated, you name it. Nothing is as expensive as it was. It doesn't mean it's came down. Like I'm saying with these houses, they're way above 2020, but this whole idea of getting triple, quadruple your price is out the fucking window. Same thing even with cars and other stuff, but we have kind of gone through a baby deflation. I mean, stocks have gone up. That's about it, but there's a lot of industries, goods, and services that they're not really skyrocketing. But then again, the like overbearing cost of daily necessities, that's still like, that just adds up after 5-6 years. And then it's, you know, the luxuries have not gotten more expensive, but now the necessities have became luxuries, which is kind of insane. But so far, you have experienced deflation. And now they want, yeah, gold and silver, that has not deflated. But then again, think about it. All your other assets deflated, or they have except for paper. But it kind of makes sense. Because then the dollar, you're getting this dollar weakening. But if we get that with some strength, I mean, it's going to play out the same way. That's how 2020 happened. And then again, you go back in other little deflationary periods, the dollar weakens with the deflation, and then it'll skyrocket. But yeah, that's why I'm saying I wouldn't overpay for your, don't overpay for your home right now. And if you're going to plan on keeping a house for at least a couple of years, and dude, like, you could lowball people now, or people will now accept a faster offer if you're actually going to, there's no liquidity. Depending on where you at, like New Jersey's liquid, Ohio's pretty liquid. Surprisingly, Chicago has some liquid parts, which I'm shocked by. But yeah, you can, if you're willing to hold it, you could go get that 10-20% off after it's fell from the highs now, and you're able to actually like protect yourself a little better. The crazy prices in the limited supercars, it's in like the multi-million-dollar ones. I think that could even relate to some of the richer people trying to protect against deflation, but it's only like, it's like the really rare cars. So a couple years ago, you had like a fucking Urus. Dude, I sold my Urus for a bag, dude. I can't believe it. But like the mass manufactured Lambos now, Ferraris, they don't go up. Ferraris are getting tanked on. I'm actually glad I didn't buy that 812. But like if you get like if you get an 812, the fucking TDR one, that might go up. But it's like the 918s, the LaFerraris, the cars there's only like 30 of. Those are the ones going crazy. But then again, I think that's kind of rich people protecting against some of the other deflationary stuff. But the more mass manufactured, even though they're small quantities, but still kind of more available, those are all tanking. You could go get any Ferrari you would have wanted in the last couple years. You're getting it a couple $100,000 cheaper. Like the SF90s, those are going for like $600K. You could get one for like $300-400 now, which is still, I think, overpriced. And then also too, dude, nobody wants those fucking hybrids. That's also could be the reason for the crazy ones. Because like, dude, Lambo and Ferrari, they've made other ones. McLarens are holding because they're not fucking hybrids. It's stupid. Dude, I like the Revolto and I like some of these other cars, but I would never spend that much for a fucking iPad. Dude, it's a hybrid. Nobody wants that. I like a Prius. I'll buy a Prius, but you're not gonna get a fucking you're not gonna spend that much to get a hybrid, dude. It's insane. They look cool. It's new. You could flex, but look at what happened with the rest of those. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on in that market. And then the watches have stayed the same. Certain watches have gone up, but most watches have came down. So that's what I'm saying. You're getting a little hint of deflation. That's why I'm shocked that, you know, your ISM manufacturing is a good sign, but I'm pretty shocked so many people were talking about hyperinflation and debasement. And then I'm like, dude, most things have gone down. If you're really looking and really paying attention, some things have dropped a lot, but you're not, besides your stock market, that's what I always said. Stock market always went up no matter what. You know, paper, like 2015, the market was ripping no matter what real estate did. 2018, 2019. But yeah, it's kind of nuts because a lot of items at many levels have gone down a tremendous amount. Art has stable. Art's very illiquid, but no, art has kind of stayed up. That's always been a good one. But it's, again, the hyper rich shit is not. That's just, you know, again, people moving big monies around and not wanting to keep it in dollar. It's like it's like gold with a minimum quantity of 10 million. That's kind of like these cars, but it's just super illiquid. So the illiquid stuff has been like that, but the more liquid stuff that had big price movements, they're fucking all tanked. busted, bro. You could get them. You know what people are discovering? Dude, people are buying the lab-grown diamonds off of Alibaba. They're insane. Have you seen that? You know, lab-grown diamond prices have crashed. Bro, you could get like a 4-carat VS1 lab-grown for like $20. I'm not even shitting you. Because they have them. They have like bigger companies that are reselling in America. They'll charge you like $2,000 for it, but you could literally go buy it off Alibaba for like, you could get a crazy diamond for $200. Like, and you could get like a smaller carat one for like $20. No exaggeration. But that's the crazy part. Gold has gone fucking up. Diamonds are even coming down. Lab-grown prices have absolutely tanked. But then the gold is expensive. That's the irony of it all. It's like if you want a jewelry set in real gold, that shit rocketed. Gold is really expensive. But the lab-grown diamonds are really, really cheap. Did you get a real diamond? Real diamonds held up better than lab-grown. But then the lab-growns, they've came down a lot. Oh, you got the lab-grown? Then you might have top-ticked it. Or it was probably cheap if you got it like when at the time. Because this happened from like about a year or two ago. But now people are just finding out you could buy them from fucking China. That's the new wave. But then the Chinese prices are like, what the fuck? Here, I'll show you. Alibaba is crazy. Why does Alibaba want to connect to my microphone? What the fuck? Yo. Yeah. Look. You could get a 1-carat VS1, VVS1 for $150. Which is kind of crazy. That's like, I don't know. Which side? Do they have it on here? That's a pretty, again, for some people just like starting out with it. I don't know how many carat, like you get like a 6-carat would be a pretty good engagement ring. That's just, yeah, well, no, I think it comes cut. You could buy the shape, but you have to set it in the actual diamond. On the actual like gold and silver and make all of that. No, dude, there's some that are like, go play with, you could go through it, bro. I don't know the sellers, but there's some very, very cheap ones. Yeah, this is 3 carats for $150. That's already cut. That's crazy. That's $50. And that's a 3-carat VVS1. Let's see. Some of them will even give you like a certification. I think like a GRA. I don't know if they have the what's it called, the GAAs, but they'll even give you like it's like certified, which is insane because it's all lab grown. But yeah, that's been the new wave people have been talking about. But yeah, people noticed this the other day, like a couple weeks ago, and people have been making videos, and then people are ordering them, and they're ordering them and then making videos and seeing what comes in. Think I got hosed. Say, I need a refund, a warranty. Or you could just get another one if you ever wanted to, but it's, you know, the ring, it's the thought that counts. That's it. That's what really matters. That's a couple. Well, I mean, again, anything above a couple of carats is huge. Like a 3-carat diamond is massive. So, yeah, that's where, you know, it's not it's just kind of nuts. It just depends what it's set in. If you put it in real gold, though, you made money most likely. That's or it broke even. Because that's the crazy part. The gold itself just tripled. that's the nutty part. So as long as you set whatever your diamond was in gold, that's probably what made you money. Or at least balanced it out. 6 carat is a good one. You bought a 1.3. So I'm saying 6 carat if you wanted something crazy, but that was the most expensive one for what, $1,000, $2,000? I think that would be like 20 grand. 6 carat engagement ring. 6 carats is pretty big, dude. I see 7,000, 13,000, 6,000. But not like all in one. Like as one rock, that would be massive. But yeah. All Alibaba, dude. I mean, yeah, unless you guys are going to get divorced and sell the ring, I think it is the thought that counts. You're going to smelt the pant bar for your girl's engagement ring. I mean, my girl got mad when I offered that, but then again, I told her I was going to just melt my grill. She said, I don't want to wear your teeth. I said, why not? That's very special. So I guess. But yeah, I'd probably melt. I mean, you get the right jeweler. The only problem is how much the jeweler is going to charge you to like melt it and then like form it into something. But yeah, the weight still transfers pretty well. People make a big deal out of that. I mean, I think it just depends where you meet your girl. Like if you meet her on Tinder, she might be, but you know, I feel like some people don't even care. That's why we even got into the lab grown thing, because a lot of people, like back in the day, people cared about the wedding rings a lot. And then they're like, it doesn't matter. We want lab grown. Why? And then before you know it, I mean, they don't even care about marriage nowadays, now that I think about it. So I think it all just depends. Well, yeah, if you lie about it, I think people just don't like the lying. Yeah, if you you're like, okay, I lied about the ring and everything else involved in this relationship, that might be the red flag. High quality natural 6 carat would be $200K. I mean, there's a big spread. Just all depends where. As one diamond though, because most of the ones like 6 carats are usually they break it up. Save your teeth for more Bitcoin. I forgot about that. I'm telling you, I kind of like Michael Saylor now. After the whole him getting roasted in the Epstein emails, I kind of have more respect for him. That's good. Because if Epstein was like, I don't like this guy, he must be a good guy. Epstein was like, I can't handle this. This guy won't respond to me trying to blackmail him. I think jewelry is changing off metal. Some people keep their prices the same, but I mean, when it doubles and triples, dude, 30% in one day, people are adjusting. If anything, like if you're buying jewelry because it's consumer, they're keeping their prices elevated. Like they're keeping it way, way higher just because of the spread, and be like, well, look, it go up, you know? The student that was testing his teacher's rings and most of them were fake. Wow. What a menace. No, that was like 2016, 2018. You guys remember the diamond tester phase? And motherfuckers were like really about that. I have a diamond tester. I got one in 2018. That was the thing. Remember when everybody would like walk around? And then that was very dramatic. Very dramatic. Your wife's happy with a simple gold band. Rings don't matter. We have 8 children. That's awesome. Yeah, man. I think it all just depends on the whole choice you make for marriage. You know, you get a good one. I don't think the trivial stuff matters too much. The love is all you need. Tell them, man. Tell the young guys. Tell the diamond testers. The diamond tester, it does read real on lab grown. it also depends too. Like people, you could change the settings of a diamond tester. That's where it's like you could make it like really sensitive or not. But yeah, I do think like moissanite and lab grown shows up as a real diamond. I mean, that's why they got popularity. It's a real diamond. I mean, technically, it's just not covered in blood and mined from all these other war-torn countries. But yeah, you're looking to get engaged and you haven't bought a ring yet. Well, yeah, I mean, shit, dude, go find a good jeweler and go. If your girl does not mind a lab-grown diamond, I would just buy a fat rock off Alibaba, bro. What do you mean tariffs? Are you kidding me? Even with tariffs, you could pay double the tariff and you'll get it for 90% off anywhere in America that sells lab-grown diamonds. But yeah, but also too, I think a lot of it comes down to the discussion with you and your girl and what you guys decide is best. But gold is the best way to preserve the value, sadly. Gold's at a high price now, but like I'm saying, any of the jewelry people got in the last few years, if you set it in gold, that was the way. I don't know where my diamond tester is. I have one somewhere. It's probably where my grill was. But I had one. But yeah, you could change the sensitivity. So like a lot of it is like kind of fake, like with diamond testers. But like I think the real way, you have to like actually just know how to fucking look at it. It's a good start, because like if it still goes on low sensitivity, then you know. ADT is going up. You're saying they upgraded? Again, this is part of a... They halt it? But yeah, Burry mentioned it as a potential buy. And then where's Lulu? Lab grown shows up on an x-ray? Real diamonds don't? That's crazy. I didn't know that. Just don't tell her it's lab grown. How would she know? So that goes back to the prior discussion about just not building your relationship off of a lie. So that will probably get you in trouble. I think most girls would be like, how many carats? It's a nice rock, I'm down. He's like, why not just lie to her? Why don't you marry her for the rest of your life and then just lie to her? Fuck it. Why don't you give her a fake name? What? Why would I do? Just do it. I guess, man. I guess. BB, they go, man. They make it to go. What's the other one? Lulu? Didn't he mention one more? Oh, Wayfair. That was the other one. But yeah, ADT. People were like, I need home security. Ryan Cohen home security. Fine. Any recommendations for good jewelry for non-traditional wedding rings? What do you mean? Like, just gold. Just get it gold. Or, I mean, hey, man, people do the little rubber bands. But that's for, like, if you don't want to wear your ring all the time. But, no, I think as long as you don't overpay for the gold. No, don't put it in copper. I think that'll kill you. No, I don't know if they... Technically, I had copper in my teeth at one point. So, I guess you can. Costco for sure, actually. Actually, you guys want me to give you the Costco trick? I could give you one Costco trick for jewelry. But I don't know if I should expose it. I don't think I've ever seen anybody talk about it. But there is a trick. Let's see. Let me see. You gotta watch the, did you watch the video on the trading fraternity? Did you watch the deflation video? I can't expose the secret if you don't watch the video. That's it. I gotta make sure, you know.
In the last month alone.
Did you watch it yet? Actually, a decent amount. Y'all watch that more than the Kimberly Clark video. Y'all like Deflation for good jewelry. Here, did you watch it? If you watch it, come back and tell me you watched it. And then I'll have the Maltbot quiz you, and I'll tell you the Costco one. No, there's a little Costco hack. There is a little Costco hack. Not a lie, just a half truth. So you guys really want to lie to your future wife? Then y'all really... So y'all really want to invest in this one? That's the one. All right. Hey, man, it's up to you. I'm not... Don't let me be the judge. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just seeking problem avoidance. You know what I'm saying? You watched it? Did you like it? You got to go comment on it and tell me you watched it then. I'll see. I think I did see you, though. Uh-huh. Your girl wants a dachshund? A dog? Like a wiener dog? I mean, they're expensive, dog. I think wiener dogs are the new dog. It was like French bulldogs, and then now it's weenies. They go hard. People are really, like, obsessed with them. But yeah, they are pretty expensive. Actually, you know what I saw the other day? Because my girl wanted to get another dog, and it was so fucked up. Because I was like, really? You want another dog? I was like, you're insane. But dude, the damn, you know what breeders are offering? Breeders are offering, they'll give you the dog for free, but then you have to sign a contract, and you have to breed the dog like 3 times a year. So even if it's a male, they're like, yeah, we'll give you the dog for free. You take care of it. You do as your dog, but then 3 months they're gonna go and goon it to reproduce. I'm like, what? Dude, isn't that fucked up? But I'm like, dude, what? That's why I was like, yeah, bro, you try to run this like a business. Why don't you fucking take care of the dog? But I'm like, dude, that sounds so terrible. Like, you like raise this dog, and then you pimping out your dog, dude. I'm like, nah, man, I don't know how I feel about it. You liked it? Which part did you? You're sure? I'm thinking you're talking the wedding rings, but nobody proposed to you with a lie, did they? That'd be terrible. But then again, I mean, some people are down. I guess everybody live your life. But yeah, return the jewelry. Oh, you liked the video? I thought you meant the... Okay, did you guys watch it? Let me see. I didn't see. I'm gonna go... Let me see the comments. You have to comment on it. I don't believe y'all. It's a 15-minute video. How'd y'all watch it so fast? Something's not adding up. I watched it twice. I was told to comment here. You can't expose it. Yeah, only 2 comments on there, bro. Y'all lying. I'm about to give you a Costco fucking jewel. Man, they don't want it. They don't want it. You gotta just comment like, I'm scared of deflation. Or be like, deflation, save me. Or be like, gold. I don't know, man. I don't know. You got some offer. One other asked me if I wanted to do payments. I mean, yeah, bro. These designer dogs are fucking hella expensive. It's been like that, though. I don't think there's been dog inflation, but there's definitely not dog deflation unless you want to breed it. But you could get like, bro, get a fucking pit bull. I get you a pit bull, $200, dog. What do you mean? You got to get a pit bull, call it a day. You know, they're loving, they're intelligent. Oh, cane corsos are crazy, dude. You got one of those? Oh, I love those. I want my girl to get one of those, but like, if you don't raise them right, they'll eat you. Your dog was $200 from a shelter? Yeah, why don't you save a dog? If you don't want to spend, because you know, dog, you got to pay. Bro, my girl's dog has a lien on it. You know that? The motherfucker in California? You know what happens, bro? If you take your dog to the vet and then you don't register it with the city, they give you a ticket. And then if you don't pay the ticket, they put a lien. You'll get a fucking lien, dog. His dog is in debt. You know that? My girl's dog is in debt. I said, how? He got no employment. He got no tax filing, nothing. I'm like, how he owes $50 to the state of California, bro. I'm telling you. You got negative dog score, bro. I don't know how. He's in collections. I guess it's technically Gavin's dog. I mean, theoretically. Yeah, so you know that. You're going to pay for the dog. Then you got to pay to neuter it. Then you got to pay to just pay to have it. It's the opposite of dog maxing. Wait, what's dog maxing? They do that? Where is it? Yeah, silver's coming. This is what I thought was gonna happen that other day, and it did, and then just died the next day. She got mad. You said you were gonna get you one off the street. Oh man, damn, she really want this dog then, huh? I don't know how I could help you, bro. They're gonna be expensive. Liked even without the Costco. I'm scared. Why are you scared? Oh wait, that's what I told you to say. Deflation made me rich. I watched it yesterday. All right, give me like 2 more comments on it. I'm down. 2 more comments. I'll give you I'll give it to you. You guys did good. I'll give you a Costco tip. But then I'm scared because if I tell you, someone's going to fuck it up. But you know what? This is a good test. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens because then maybe if you handle it well, I'll tell you the hotel hack. But I doubt it because I don't think y'all going to handle this one good. Are you ready? So here it is. I'm waiting for the 2 comments. But let me give you the disclaimer. Because this doesn't mean it's going to work every time, okay? So please don't go to Costco and buy all the jewelry you can. This is not a guaranteed outcome, okay? Do you understand? This is not, so don't use this to try to fucking hit the ask on Costco jewelry. But here's the deal. If you ever go to Costco and you see like a good deal on jewelry, and usually it comes discounted because you get the instant rebates, how you know it's a really good deal, it'll say right next to the price tag, it'll have a limit. And sometimes it'll be like limit 1, limit 2, limit 3, limit 4 per customer. And that's how you know it's a steal. Because essentially, if the deal is good enough, they won't let you buy more of them. And that's part of the promotion. Ta-da! So yeah, if you are going to buy Costco jewelry and it looks like a good deal, if it says like limit 2, then you're probably getting a good deal. And then you can't always return it. As crazy as, I don't know, they might, I think gold and silver, they have a final sale policy. But yeah, look for the limit. Because they don't limit the other shit. If it's like a decent deal and it's normal, it won't say it. You're at Costco now, go look. Go to the little jewelry box and then go find a piece. And if it has like even 30% off, a good chance it says limit 2 or limit 4 per customer. Even the new PC had the 5080 had limit of 2. Yep. That's what I'm saying. That's that people don't know that about the price tags. They'll put limits on the really good deals. It's limited. And then but then you could go to other Costco's. So usually it's 2 per store or 4 per store, or you got to go get somebody else's. The gold chain you got was 15. Now it's 3,000. It had limits. So yeah, that's just little awareness if you're shopping there. But then I'm saying I will see if any Chads start fucking. They're like, I went to every Costco in town and I bought 5 of each at every Costco and now I resell it on eBay. You should just resell the furniture. That's what people are doing. They're buying the unsold auction furniture, and then Costco will just drop off at your house a bunch of brand new furniture, and then you could resell it on Facebook Marketplace. No, people are already doing it, bro. People are already fucking doing the Costco arbitrage this year. I've seen it. I was telling you guys that a couple weeks ago. Oh, did any of you get the Nike Dunks? I forgot. I wanted to see it, but I didn't get to see it. The Nike Dunks were limit 1. Yeah, did any of you get them or did they sell them out? I forgot about that. Yeah, that was on Friday. Costco. And we're chilling here, but good follow through. 10 minutes till power hour. I don't think they put limits on Alani. Oh, but I've never seen a limit on food. I've only seen a limit on toilet paper. Like, actually. With AI being used in healthcare, would it be wise to buy into quantum right now? I don't think so, just because you don't know who's going to, like, benefit off of it. I would rather wait till you find out the winner. But then I think some of the pharma healthcare companies might do a little better. But I think this year we're going to get another AI vertical probably. I'm excited to see. So we'll get a little closer to it, especially with some of the recent developments. But I don't think you need to be that early, because I'm early on one of them, but it's still really early. And again, we were 2 months early on quantum. So it's a little bit harder when you're really, really early. That's why if you kind of wait, you might be able to get a better clarity on the situation and probably not as high of a premium. As surprising as that may sound. They weren't nationwide. Oh, the Nikes, really? I wanted to see. I just saw the videos of people. They look pretty cool with the little Costco card. I told you they had Hokas at Costco. Oh, shit. Costco's on the high. They're like, yeah, jewelry. Visco. I would just pricing and premium. I might even make a video on it to supplement the ghetto standard deviation, but essentially do the ghetto standard deviation, calculate what's priced, but then to know you're getting a good deal, just compare the last 8 quarters. So if it's pricing less than the average 8-quarter move, you're probably going to catch a fat front run, or you'll have a better chance of hitting. That's what happened with, the metas were fucking killer. I'm mad I didn't keep the one in the money, but it made a couple 100% even leading into it. But there was a lot of play. UNH was the counter example, because UNH was pricing in less, but then we got hit with the Medicare news. But that kind of has been the addition to the ghetto standard deviation. That's what Goldman started doing, and it worked. Because remember, I made you guys the ghetto standard deviation, and Goldman even put out a report talking. They do the same strategy. I think one of them listens, but at the end of the day, it's like now, like so far, because this earnings season's been quite a gamble, even from last quarter or last 2 quarters. But the way to get a look at it is if it's lower than the last 2-year average, you probably got some juice to squeeze out of it. They make sugar-free Oreos? No. I don't like Oreos anymore. I saw one fucking TikTok post about how they're the devil, and then the Satanism. I said, I'm not eating no devil chocolate. Fuck out of here. Why you gotta put? So, no, I don't fuck with Oreos no more. But you know what I want to try, though? I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw an ad. It was a fucking Oreo Reese's, and it looked insane. Has anybody tried that? Nah, bro. It was a Oreos Reese's cup, and it looked. I haven't had a Reese's in a minute. Paying the plug, another closet. Oh, it don't matter. The real estate market for Nikki B. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go, man. There you go. Any deals, man? I'm still the cheap buyer I've always been. But now the market's coming back to me. You know that? Now I don't look as cheap when I lowball. They're like, you know what? You'll buy it now? I'm like, yeah, come on. I love it, baby. Let's go. And I still think, man, like I'm telling y'all, if y'all have plans to hold and actually live in the home and you're not use liquidity to your advantage. You're going to buy and live in the liquid asset. You get a good deal on that. Liquidity is going to work for you instead of working against you. If you're trying to buy, sell, I need my money, trying to make a quick flip off of it, it's not going to hit the same. But yeah, man, it is a buyer's market right now. At least it might even get better too. That's why I'm saying kind of price into that. and make your offers reflect that. And, you know, real estate's not that bad. But if you're trying to sell, it's kind of bad. What do people do for the furniture? They just list it. So you like buy, like you could buy like unsold auctions on Costco, and they'll sell you like pallets of certain items for pretty cheap, and then they deliver it to you, which saves a lot of money, and then people post it locally on Facebook, and it'll be like a nice ass couch that they'll get for a couple, like $200, and then they'll just sell it for $500, but it'll still be like a good quality couch. Apple, little ripper here. Watch Intel too. That was going in tandem earlier. The Oreo Reese's is awful. Thank you. I just killed some hype. Reddit. Oh, I haven't gone on Reddit today. I mean, I think Reddit is bullish for like, no, I'm not even being funny, but like homegrown terrorism is like fucking bullish as hell. But I think we could get it at a lower price, but they have a very impressive earnings. I can't lie. It's that company, you know, for a recent IPO and just how it's done has been very good. Apple prioritizes premium iPhone rollout as great memory crunch tightens global supply. Dog, investing in Reddit is like investing in Joseph Kony. Y'all know what I'm talking about? That's why I like it, because I'm like, no way, bro. You could invest in the machine that fucking creates war, and like, that's, again, it's terrible morally, but I'm telling you, bro, this is fucking, I can't believe it even exists. And it shows in the financials. Yeah. You remember Kony? Kony 2012, son. I'm going on Reddit. 27-year-old man showing rabies symptoms 3 months after dog bite in India. Okay. What are your thoughts on Billie Eilish saying no one is illegal on stolen land in reference to ICE? That's the third post. Nice. Today I learned the total surface area to fuel the Earth with solar is only 0.3 of the Earth's entire land area. Favorite actor who remains steadfast in opinions? Ricky Gervais and Bad Bunny. Am I the asshole how my boyfriend is texting my girlfriend is texting one of his friends? Wait, what? This is how my 22F boyfriend 21. What the fuck does this mean? How my 22F BF 21M is texting one of his friends? Does that mean the girl's 22 and he's 21? Oh, that sucks. Tulsi Gabbard, hate comment. Our sleepover is canceled. Excuse me? This is for the parents. Our sleepover is canceled in 2026. My wife tried to organize a birthday sleepover, but all the parents declined. They were my fondest childhood memories. Yeah, not if you want Reddit, bitch. Ain't nobody. Nah, fuck that. You know? You know, now that I think about it, yeah, sleepover is hella canceled, dog. What are you saying? We got a bed at home. You ain't, Pizza, I think it's came back to our price. I think we're still up like 10% on it. But wait till the earnings. But if it drops below 30, I'm down to rebuy it. But that's what I was saying, though. Like, some of the other names we picked up at the time. I mean, to put it into perspective, fucking Kimberly was at 130 when we bought pizza. So if it goes below 30 and we have like other names to get, then I'll probably get the higher quality. But if any higher quality disappears, I'd be really fond of pizza. And Spy's ripping a couple of industrial stocks. I mean, again, it's power hour in 2 minutes. Read it through the eyes of Josh is funny. Really? I don't know, man. I think it's great. Something about dating. Can you explain? Having 7 exes for a woman in her 20s was seen as stupidly crazy in 2010. It is, you whore. No, I'm kidding. Freak accident caused by cat that wanted more food. Australia, the snails are built different. Trump mentioned more than 1,000 times in new Epstein documents. What secret came out when someone got too drunk? Am I the asshole for not refusing to do a quick change because my boyfriend is uncomfortable? Wow. Bad guys so awful, even bad guys are disgusted by them. I think this is about Donald. This is fun. The world is trying to log off of US tech. Not as bad today. Green MAGA was all a lie. Am I the asshole for changing my locks after my friend admitted he made a copy of my key for emergencies? That's kind of creepy. Holy shit, Elon's daughter confirms authenticity of Elon and Epstein's email. Wow. ICE was stealing equipment from Long Island Fire Department. Amish selling their homegrown cannabis at weed festival. Kind of dope. All right, man. Not bad. That was my Reddit for the day. Ooh, Treasury borrowing. $574 billion in Q1. Cash balance of $850. Expects to borrow $109 in Q2. See cash balance of $900. It's actually not bad. Yeah. I mean, the cash balance is good. The borrowing's still high, but you knew that from fucking a year ago. Not bad, Besant. Not bad. You're going to get another one on Wednesday, too. But see, bonds didn't really move too much off of it. I don't think anything too surprising. Yeah, I don't know if there's another way to... I think you need the OpenAI image generation. But yeah, be careful. That's what fried mine. Telefonica chair, company looking to enter AI infrastructure. Lead gigafactory in Spain. What portion would I want it to be? No more than like 20%. I would say 10%, but since our rebuild is so small, if I put a second deposit into it, it's going to be more than 10%. Let's see. SPY kind of tweaked off of the Treasury refund, low key. And then Apple's still going. I think Microsoft's still dumping. Remember, we got our rebuild. It looks nice. It looks nice, man. He's just growing. But, so I got my deposit today. I have 28% cash on the big account. So that's why it's like, where's Kimberly's already 8% of our account. So it'll be up to 16. But literally, Tap is 25% of my account. But remember, like, we bought these smaller names. I could buy some of them as well. But the fact is, kept those small because they're growth for a reason. But at the start of rebuilding, it's going to be, you know, if you are rebuilding, you could go a little bit higher because you're just starting out. And, you know, every deposit is literally 8% of the account. But then, let's see the other account. So the small account, it's that one starts to get a little different. Does it say how much? Yeah. So small account, where's Kimberly? Kimberly's literally 0.85. So that's why, like on the big account, it still gives you percentages, but this is a good way to kind of anchor it. But like 0.85 on this, we'll get up to like 1.6. So on the rebuild, it makes up 8%. On the more diversified account, it's 0.8%. So it's 10 times smaller, kind of the maths. But yeah, so that's why I'm not really against buying Kimberly. It's one of the better stocks right now. Like I'm saying, there's growth names that are really cheap right now, and we talked about that a little bit on Friday. But I don't know if I'm gonna actually get them. But if I want to build high quality, get a little bit of a dividend, I think Kimberly is one of the best priced ones out there right now. So we could wait a couple weeks, see if anything gets cheaper with earnings or not. Maybe some volatility in February, but you have till March for Kimberly because of the ex-dividend. So pretty much by like March, if I can't find something, I'm probably going to get me some Kimberly Clarks and some Kimberly quality. No, Palantir, I mean, that would be one where you could check the pricing. I know it's moved a lot recently just because the last couple of days with that dip, but if it's priced below the average, it could move a lot. Palantir usually disappoints for earnings plays, though. It usually prices more than the movement, and that's so that's why, too, if it's already pricing in more than the average 2 years, I wouldn't really be down with it. But it's going to move a lot. Alright, I need to go potty. Locked in, you just hit the membership thing, I think. It says join. But yeah, and then all macro videos I'll post on the trading fraternity. So, and the stream alerts is closed. So I said I'll see how you guys do by March, end of the quarter, and we could talk about reopening stream alerts, but yeah, no guarantees. For now, I'd get up to speed with the macro, and if you understand what's going on there, you won't need it. Or at least you'll want to get it afterwards because you did so well with the understanding of the broad. Because that's the mark. I mean, again, this ISM today too, there's understanding where this economy is headed and being able to position. You can really pick your spot and do well. So on that note, I need to go to the potty. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity.
The rate cuts is much more difficult to make than it was.
Real Coke News on Twitter.
100 basis points higher or 200 basis points higher.
Goodbye.
To the point about Warsh's history, you made the important point there, which is that was then, this is now. 10 years ago, I think people do a disservice to Kevin Warsh and to the evolution of one's own intellectual interests to say 15 years ago, in the midst of the greatest crisis ever, he thought X, Y, and Z. Therefore, 15 years later, when the economy is doing fine, he's not the appropriate guy for the case. I don't think that's a fair assessment to make.
Okay, and I think that's a fair point, by the way, that you do make. Now, we're watching Bitcoin. We've been watching the dollar. We're watching gold and silver. They've been stabilizing at least a bit after that wild last week, culminating with silver's biggest decline since 1980. Our Pippa Stevens is here with more on how we're doing today, what people are telling you about where this is going from here.
Well, Scott, we've seen mixed performance today after Friday's rise in the dollar sparked just a massive unwind in what had become a very crowded trade in the precious metals. Now, even after silver's 30% plunge on Friday, it is still up double digits on the year, showing just how swift the run higher truly was. And Wall Street is still bullish on the precious metals. JP Morgan raising its year-end target on gold to 6,300, saying it remains a dynamic, multifaceted portfolio hedge, and investor demand has come in strong. The firm added that prices are not yet close to a place where the structural rally is at risk of collapsing under its own weight. But the firm is a little bit more cautious on silver, saying going back to December, the drivers have become harder to pinpoint, although they do see a higher floor looking forward in the $75 to $80 range. Scott?
All right, Pippa, thank you for that. Pippa Stevens, incredible moves, Bryn. And, you know, it had made some a little nervous that why are these metals running up the way they are? Is it telling something bigger about maybe part of the underlying market? I mean, how do you see this trade progressing from here, and if it means anything for how the stock market should feel?
Well, I've been telling our team when we've been talking about gold and silver, especially silver, it's never different. It is never different. And narrative follows price. And all of this narrative around, America and deficits, et cetera, was narrative. But really, when you look underneath it, it was the retail hive, and you have futures and you have leverage. And silver is like thinly traded. It's silver, right? It's not gold. No one's storing millions of ounces of gold. It just takes too much storage. And so I just think this is a really good example of when the momentum and that energy of the retail and hedge fund investors get levered up. To me, the Friday fall wasn't even remotely the amazing thing. It was the past month or so as you saw this run up. And so I just think investors need to be careful. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum today, wow, just like real carnage for people trading around, lots of money getting wiped out in both of these areas.
Yeah, I mean, we've said, Matt, on numerous occasions today and probably other days as well, that this started to get a little bit meme-ish. What does it mean to you?
Well, I think that's the way to describe it too, Scott. And to Brent's earlier point, just the amount of factor exposure that's near all-time highs in the prime books, to me, I think is a cautionary tale for positioning at this point. Even with the unwind on Friday, I think that there's probably more to go as it relates to how much could potentially be unwound. Because if you look at some of the fundamentals behind gold prices, real rates being one of those, and I know that correlation has loosened over the last few years, but you would at least want to expect, if you're a momentum investor, for those fundamental trends to be in your favor. In fact, real rates have been moving higher, which typically would mean that gold prices should be moving lower. And so to me, I think about positioning, and I think about momentum and the potential for that to unwind with the lack of a fundamental kind of driver beyond the debasement trade, and it's just not there. And so for me, I think this could unwind pretty quickly, and so it just speaks to some potential caution as you look at kind of the setup at this point.
This was like elevator up, elevator down. Like sometimes they say, take an escalator up,
Sure.
then this was like, rocket ship up and trapdoor down.
Again, we've talked about this a couple times. The charts are screaming, this is not going to keep going. Silver in particular was just an obnoxious chart that you knew was going to end, and was going to end with enormous downside volatility. I will just add real quick about the lack of a fundamental underpinning. I somewhat disagree. We can see and we can track central bank buying of gold has basically doubled. It began really with Russia and being excluded from the SWIFT system a couple of years ago. Central banks have gotten a lot more interest. Silver, to Bryn's point, is a whole other story. Obviously, there's a fundamental underpinning, but it is thinly traded. It is not a store of value, at least traditionally the way the gold is. But in the case of gold, you do have a new buyer in the market that is perpetual and for the gold bugs, hopefully permanent.
All right. Everybody, thank you. We'll see where everything goes.
Isn't that what
from here.
perpetual
Dan,
means?
thanks. Bryn and Matt, we'll talk to you soon. I mentioned all eyes on Bitcoin.
But anyways, yeah, bro, what's surprising? I don't think people, it's related to Bitcoin. Let me ask you guys, because he said, wow, Bitcoin and Ethereum. But something happened for Bitcoin today. Do you guys know what it is? So something good happened to Bitcoin. This is actually kind of debatable, but it depends who you ask. But there's something about something happened today. February 2nd, 2026. It's not Jeffrey Schmepstein. No. It's a good thing. Something good happened to Bitcoin. Do you know what it is? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So it's not market structure. It's not drug money in Iran and China. It's not another halving. It's not bouncing off MSTR. Man, Michael Saylor. Not institutionals. You want me to give you another hint? I've already mentioned it today. I've actually mentioned it being a big deal. It's just boring and nobody cares. But, it's a huge deal. Do 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 do. Not going up with the dollar. Not MSTI. Okay, the other chat's getting involved. Came back to 75K. No. Clarity. No. The big wallet. That wallet, that's fake. People keep recirculating. They're like, Satoshi sold. He didn't. Oh, y'all, damn, you let the non-locked in chat get it? Someone said it. Wow. The ISM going above 50 or 51. Yes, believe it or not. That's why I said this is debatable, but there is people who have compared the correlation between Bitcoin and ISM. So usually when the ISM starts going and expanding, not in a contraction anymore, and that's what that 54 means. When the ISM rips, that's usually a good sign for Bitcoin, believe it or not. So yeah, that's telling you, man, that event with the ISM today, it's big for deflation, it's big for the dollar, it's big for what's going to happen this year. But again, one set of data does not make a trend, but every trend starts with one set of data. But yeah, the ISM. So go look. You could go look it up. ISM overlaid with Bitcoin. I forgot who talks about it, but like this is something people have brought up, and like it's debatable. Not everybody agrees with it. It could just be overlay anything with Bitcoin. The last couple years, you could find a correlation, but you know, usually if the economy's good, it's actually something decent. Who said it? JJ. JJ in the chat said it. Bro. Dude, I still have a cough. I don't know what the fuck this is, man. Yeah, boy. Good work, JJ. Good work. That's what I'm telling you. So, yeah, keep that in mind. We'll find out. That's what I'm saying. I'm very, I think today was a good sign for the economy, or the start of the economy heating up. But, you know, especially we've been talking run it hot, but we're going to find out. Give it a couple more months, but, you know, this might be, just remember, we'll come back here. You know, we'll come back to this video, or I'll remind you. I'll be like, you remember I was telling you? So, yeah, this might be an inflection point for economy picking up, but if not, and it does go down, then, yeah, it's not good. Under ISM, expansion, not contraction. But, yes. You don't want to, we've been in a contraction. The manufacturing has been contracting since 2022. So that's why I'm like, dude, it's a very big shock. Like, it's actually very surprising the ISM came in like that. And just, I think it's just boring, and you think it's just like a random set of data, but it is, it's more important than people think. But yeah, like this is the data tape, bro. This is not small. So literally, since like last time the ISM was this high, the market, it was on the way down, and the market was just dying. Think about it. That's this, and then this is where you got your Metas and I think we got JP Morgan around here. But yeah, and then you've been contracting for a couple years. Anything below 50 or 51 is a contraction. This is the first time we've been above 51 with a slightly strong beat. So we'll see what happens, because you need it to really go. I mean, again, June 2020, you had one of those. You had a 52 ISM print. That was the last time, except for on the way down in July 2022. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. We might come back to this. So I give it a couple months. We'll see how this year develops. But if we're really going to watch the run it hot theme and the economy booms its way out of a fucking deflationary spiral, this is going to be the first inflection point. But if this fails and then things don't go good, we're going to look back and see how that kind of was either the false signal or that was it. Just one final boost and then it died. Trump urges House to pass Senate funding deal without changes. He'll sign it immediately to reopen. It doesn't necessarily mean it's inflationary. ISM services or any other like factors coming up, but like I was explaining today, you have a lot of deflation right now. Disinflation, deflation, whatever you want to call it, but if the activity leads to a massive amount of, you know, buying, then maybe you could get inflation. It's still a risk. That's where I think the Fed and Jerome Powell is overestimating it. You know, the people who are very hawkish and like inflation hawks and kind of, they ignored the first signs and now are scared, they're going to say that could be inflationary. And it makes sense why it could be, but mix it in with the tax cuts, the deregulation, and if we already have a year of deflation kind of under our belt or disinflation, the question is it can you boom without getting the damn inflation? But inflation is a risk. I wouldn't say it's a risk, but it's not a risk that I'm in a fucking, like, I don't know. It's like, you guys know fucking smoking cigarettes is a risk, right? That's kind of how I view it, where it's like, you're not going to die off of one cigarette, but if the right conditions mixed in with some other underlying health conditions in the economy, it could exasperate or make things worse. But I'm not scared of inflation. I am more scared of deflation. And that's why, we have the setup. It's something I've talked about since last year. The shitty part, we had to wait a fucking year just to get to this ISM print. But now that's your first sign of life. That's their first pulse beat on the economy that just that has adrenaline. It just fucking woke up with that ISM. So where SPY is already at high and other things, but like I'm saying, other asset classes like Bitcoin have a history, but then we're going to watch everything else. And if it gets too hot and it runs so hot and then the goods gets limited, services get limited, then you'll get inflation. If energy goes up, then you'll get it. But if you could get a manufacturing boom that leads into other booms without oil going crazy, without basic necessities running up a lot, then yeah, it'll be a good sign. I think that's how you avoid the deflationary spiral. But otherwise, if not, if all of this stuff happens, and yeah, it's a quiet boom. I think that's a great way to put it. But if all of this happens and then, that's just a blip and it rockets up and then comes back to contraction, and then none of this shit really hits, I think we're going to be in a deflationary spiral. Because again, like I'm telling you, houses, dude, this is what I do. I'm like, in that, bro, they're bad. In some areas, it's not, and that's like, it's not bad to the point where you're panicked, but it's like, if you go through another 2 years of just asset prices dropping, yeah, your stocks go up, but everything else goes down, cars, you name it, that's going to weigh very, very heavily. So I think if it goes down with opportunity in the economy, that's fine. Again, as long as people stay employed and there's ways to make money or your costs aren't so overbearing on the necessities, you can make it happen. And again, as long as the economy's expanding with all of this stimulus, that's great. But if the economy contracts with after the big beautiful bill and then you throw in fucking AI, it's not going to be a good time. Deflation being bad is worse with the deficit. It is, but it's just the economic activity. So if we have all of this other stuff, then it'll be bad. Will crypto run up with deflation? After seeing what it did now, I don't know. Because again, crypto's been fucking comatose for a really long time right now. The same year that the mini deflation has occurred. But what's really how we started this conversation, if the economy goes to expansion, which is evidenced by this first little baby set of ISM data, if that continues and the economy expands, Bitcoin has a history of following that economic expansion. That's the simple way to put it. But then if the economy contracts, Bitcoin will probably contract or keep contracting. Because that's what you could explain happened over the last year with Bitcoin. The economy was contracting. It has been for the last couple years. That's why Bitcoin got the little pump off of off of Trump. But then it hasn't done much as we've been in this last year of everything kind of contracting. Do you think he'll use this as an excuse to maintain rates? No. Like I'm saying, just like I told you, like a real good economist, you can see the ISM, even if it takes off for 3 months, you'll watch it and be like, yeah, can that cause inflation? Yes, it can. Would I put all my defenses towards going against it? No, that'd be foolish. So it's because, again, the bigger risk is the economy falls off a fucking cliff. So it's like, if you're asking me, which are you more worried about? Inflation going up because the economy's expanding, or limiting that expansion and then falling into another deflationary cliff? I think the latter is a lot more intimidating and would be a lot harder to handle. I think the Fed could handle the inflation a little bit better than they would the deflation, because that would affect way more industries than not. That would affect employment. They both affect price stability, but then you'd have to deal with the real estate market, then you'd have to deal with employment, and then you'd have to deal with everything else that those would connect to. Versus manufacturing booms, you get one area of the economy waking up that has been dormant for a long time. It may cause a little bit, but if you keep oil down, I mean, they have way less to worry about. So that's what I'm saying. It's always a risk. The economy goes hot, you're always going to run a risk of inflation, but you wouldn't want to stop things because of it. Like I'm saying, smoking cigarettes is a risk, but you're not going to get cancer tomorrow. So, but I would be more intimidated by inhaling deflation. That's fucking cyanide. So yeah, that's how I'd view it. But again, I'm not Kevin Warsh, but we'll see how smart he really is. On 1 billion asset freeze in Vale. No, I haven't really. That's why I don't like those foreign ones, because they do a lot, but it doesn't seem like it's reacting today. But no, I haven't been thinking or looking at that. Yeah, man, deflation is sinister, bro. I've always talked about deflation because that's the only thing I've ever been really like economically scared of. Once I realized everything fucking rips and it doesn't fucking matter, and MMT and all of that, like deflation is the real threat to the economy. And again, you've only seen deflation, like real deflation, that 5-month period, 3-month period in March 2020, 2008, and then the fucking Great Depression. Those are the only, like, that's a real deflationary shock to spiral. We've seen many shocks, but you could always readjust them and water them down when you look back. But again, 08, Great Depression, and then turning off the entire economy, those were all deflationary. And that's why I brought that up in the video, because most people, you remember it. Not too often you had a real life modern example of deflation. Like everybody remembers COVID, prices going up. You all remember that part. But are you forgetting the fact, bro, remember people were selling houses for dirt cheap when the economy was shut down. They were terrified. You didn't want to leave. People didn't want to go. You didn't know what was happening. The debt was bad. They had to freeze payments. It was because you were going through a literal deflationary shock in real time, day after day, month by. That's why they cut the rates to 0, for crying out loud, real quick. So yeah, it was. Everybody remembers the ripping and they remember the rally, but everyone forgets there was like a 3 to 5 month just straight up huge deflationary problem by just you shut down everything. Activity grinded to a halt. Unemployment rocketed up. These are all deflationary signs. The best way to store $1 million for 3 months until real estate closes, savings. Yeah, you could. I mean, I would talk to your lender. I think your biggest risk is like make sure the funds don't go somewhere weird where like if you try to bring it back, you can't. If that makes any sense. Kevin's tight by his beliefs and could cause deflation. Well, we don't know what he's going to do, but if he's too worried about inflation like he was 10, 15 years ago, then yes, he could. But it just all depends. It's going to be two-sided. The Fed will play one role, but it's also just the economy. Again, that's why the ISM print today is so big, because it showed a sign of life into expansion, but then we'll see if this continues. And if the tax, that's not even including the tax breaks. That's not any of the deregulation. Give it a couple more months. Let these fucking power plants come on. Let's see what jobs get created and or lost. Yo, the video is dumping. Uh-oh, hot dog. But yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, we don't know what his beliefs are. I agree, but you got this. The thing I don't like about like his past was just that whole thing we're talking about with risk right now, where, you know, the economy, like you just had Lehman Brothers collapse. You had all these things there, and he was kind of more worried about the minor rather than the major. And that's kind of that would be the issue. If you, just like Powell right now, Powell is concerned with the minor, not the major. And that's why he's been doing what he's been doing. So it's like if Kevin Warsh comes in and focuses a lot on the, like, oh my gosh, we're going to get inflation that goes up 1 point after devastating inflation, but then the other side is a fucking deflationary spiral, massive unemployment, massive decline in assets that lead to a real negative wealth effect, and then even employment. And then you have to deal with the AI shit negatively, and then you just pumped all this money and it doesn't work. That's going to be a way major issue than that. So it's true, though. We don't know. He's unpredictable. We don't really have a good idea when you look back. That was a long time ago. Things have changed. He was younger. Maybe he's old. He is older now. But as long as he doesn't as long as he doesn't treat a minor issue as a major, I think he'll be fine. But that's kind of the dilemma we have now with the people at the Fed. That's what happened the last year. Again, they were all focused on a very minor part, and they were ignoring all the other deflation and other factors we saw. And that's kind of what gave us, this set up the groundwork for deflation by having the last year. You had tariffs, you had things slow down, things held up. It didn't crack, but they've been keeping rates up for a while and doing certain things. So we'll find out. Like I said, I'm willing to deal with Homeboy. I'm willing to give him a shot. I have no idea what he's going to do. He wouldn't have been my first pick, but let's see. I wouldn't have picked Bilderberg, George Bush appointee. But they all came from George Bush, you know that? Except for Rick Reeder. Even fucking Kevin Hassett was a George Bush appointee. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Go Longhorns. Thank you. If the Senate doesn't vote him in, you're going to have a little baby Fed mutiny. They're going to vote him in, though. It's just a matter of when and how long it takes. So worst case, you get a delay, and then Powell goes in or Trump appoints the interim chair. Which, although people thought that Powell would be able to stay as the interim chair, I don't think that's congressionally accurate. I think the president, the executive, has the authority to appoint an interim chair. So it might be worse. So it's like if you didn't want Trump to get his pick, and thankfully Trump picked the dude in the fucking middle. He didn't pick Reeder. He didn't pick the people that they viewed as the ultimate loyalist, Hassett. And so he picked the guy in the middle who's borderline unpredictable because everybody is going to be like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. But if they did delay it and it led to an interim chair, I'm pretty sure the president gets to select that. And that would kind of void what some people were trying to, if you wanted to delay him to avoid the president's pick, I don't think having the president pick an interim chair would be the best move. My overall grade for Powell, I don't know the overall. I'd give him like a A in like many areas, and then when it comes to politics, I'd give him a D plus, D minus. So then that would bring his average to like a B plus maybe, or a B. But he's one of the best chairs you've had in a fucking lifetime for some people. Powell's not bad. I'm not really against Powell like that. I think his last year, this last run, like I'm saying, when there was real deflation, Powell he said shut the fuck up and did what needed to be done, and he did it very effectively. But then the follow-up of it was pretty poor. From transitory, and you could look past that, but at the same time, he just got very political. We could argue about it, and people might you might say no, this, but I think it's objectively, he's one of the only Fed chairs to cut 2 months, a month before an election. And then not to mention, like I'm saying, while you've been seeing some obvious signs over the last year, he opted to focus on the boogeyman rather than focusing at like the literal economic situation. And I don't think that was because he didn't know. I don't think it was because he was uneducated. I think it was because he was very just politically motivated. Although he claims he isn't. I don't believe that. Bilderberg, I mean, I do, but I don't know if they'll ban me. I had to explain Bilderberg to my fucking foreign-ass girlfriend. Like, you know, she was like, what is Bilderberg? I don't know why she talks like Melania now. She actually sounds American, but just for the story, she sounds like Melania. She say, what is a Bilderberg? And then I'm like, I had to explain. I'm like, well, you know, like the jet fuel. And I had to, so it's hard to get into, bro. You either know Bilderberg or you don't. I feel like I don't think I should be the guy to tell you. Well, you build a bear. Who build a bear? Build a bear for your birthday? Huh? AMC short interest rises to multi-year high. What if homeboy buys it? He's easily the worst chair candidate. Not even close. I think his last year or two was really terrible. But I watched the guy for 8 years. He was pretty good. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, depending on how, that's why I say I give him a D or a F. Like, if you look at the last couple years, it was terrible. But leading into it, he held his role very well. Your car broke down in front of Bush, like George Bush, and you got swarmed by the cops. Well, yeah, just fucking the former president. He said, hello. Did you come to assassinate me? Uh-oh. Hold on. Well, dude, you guys know Moran's term ended. You know Fed Moran is out. I don't know if they, like, replaced him yet, but they're going to be an appointee, but yeah. It's actually kind of crazy. His term ended on Saturday. Believe it or not. Now watch this drive. I watched all the George Bush ones. I watched my Arab cousin throw a shoe at him. That's probably one of the best. I'd like to watch it again. If you've never seen it, at one point during, like, this was like 04 or something, I don't know. But he was at a press conference and an Arab threw a shoe at him. That's like what my mom would do, bro. You have no idea why that's why I like this so much. I'm like, how George Bush got the same Middle Eastern experience as me? That's fucking crazy, bro. No, you gotta see this, bro. This is 17 years ago. Holy, I'm fucking old, dude. But I was young when this happened. I remember this vividly. Look, bro. Look, see? He dodged that shit! See, dog, that's how you know. And then that one lady trying to fake the little fucking spray the other day. Y'all don't get... Dog, he even did... You know that's real, too, bro. He dodged that shit. Dog, he got two... Look at that. He's a dumbass president. Look at... Bah! He said, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. You call him a Kel? He said, Bint a Kel? Yeah, bro, y'all ain't know. Look at that. You got this is history, bro. Woo. Yeah, bro. He laughed at the first one. The second one, he's like, oh shit. First one made him smile. Man. I guess I dodged it. Isn't Warsh Moran? I think. But no, I don't know. They have to appoint him. I don't know if it'd work like that. But it might. Or I think they're going to pick somebody else. I got to double check. But yeah, Moran is technically out, though. That was on Saturday. Yeah, no one reacted because you never... That was a first of its kind. I don't think it's ever happened again, but they don't train politicians to, like, avoid a shoe. That's a very... I'm telling you, bro, that's a very Middle Eastern, like, mode of attack. Like, you know, Obviously, it could have been worse, but you know what I'm saying, bro? Nobody. That was, you don't know. That's why I think he laughed, but I can't believe he dodged the first one so well. It was amazing. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me again. Can't be fooled again. That's a real quote, too. Some of you, the younger people, think that's just a J. Cole song. Semi-automatic loafers. Oh, bro, that's what I was saying. They don't train you for that. I tell you, that was... George is fast. A lot faster. Unlike his brother, low energy Jeb. That's great. How is his name Jeb, dude? That's great. Do any of you got a family member named Jeb? I don't want to offend anybody. That's a dumbass name, bro. How did Jeb even become a senator or whatever, bro? That's crazy. That, like, you know what I'm saying? Jeb. Oh, Jebediah. Are you sure? I don't think it's short for Jebediah. I think his name was just J-E-B. I think just Jeb. Jeb and George. Jab. He was good. I think that's why he was a lot smarter than George, but that doesn't cut it, bro. What do you mean? They loved how dumb George Bush was. I said, George, he paints fucking pictures now. You guys don't know that? You guys know George W. Bush is an artist? Yeah, bro, look. George Bush, bad president, great painter. Did you guys know?
For years, George W. Bush, who goes by the...
Look at him. See? Look at him, dog. Isn't that crazy? Imagine that's what he does on his spare time, bro. Look at this, bro. What the fuck? Is that Epstein? Wait, hold up. Oh, what the fuck? What is that's Ghislaine?
Though initially embarrassed for being exposed dubious painter, George W. Bush has since changed his tune of himself. As for me, got into painting after...
Now that I think about it, I swear that was Jeffrey. And yeah, bro, NVIDIA, whatever that was, is still going down. That was a weird photo. Bad president, great painter. I like to paint in my free time. It's a catheter. Oh, wait, how you say? Cathartic. Thank you. I think George W. Bush is the worst president known to man. HZO, that has to be a buyout. It's very illiquid, but did they halt it yet? 8%? Oh, they already 280'd that shit. There's one for cheap if you could get it. You got to go one more month out. I'll leave it for you. I don't know. Halted. Yep. Buyout probably. 8%. But yeah, I think George W. Bush is the worst president in the last, like, fucking 40, 50 years. I mean, we could get into the Reagans and all that, but you have nobody. That's why I'm saying when everybody's like, I hate Donald Trump. Actually, Joe Biden was pretty terrible. But you know what I'm saying? Joe Biden, it was just a different era. And, like, there was no social media and all that. But, like, George Bush was a fucking idiot. You know, at least Joe Biden gave everybody money. And, like, you know what I'm saying? You just had to deal with some weird shit, and then they silenced the fuck out of you. And it was borderline fascist, and then the next administration, you have everybody acting like they don't know what fucking fascism is after they just experienced it for 4 years. But I won't get into that. But it's debate. Him and fucking Bush go hand in hand. But, like, Bush was, like, really, really bad, dude. But yeah, I was still a little younger during that time. But I remember all of it. I was into politics as a kid. Maybe that's why I'm so fucked up now. But, you know, I think I came out fine. James Buchanan. There's a lot. Isn't that like the third, fourth president? How far back are we going? The recount. I do that. Al Gore recount. I know it straight up, bro. Nah, man, I didn't not like Obama. Obama was decent, bro. Like, I liked Obama in the beginning, bro. Yeah, how old are you, bro? This guy just said James Buchanan. Yeah, bro. I just said George Washington, James Adams. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. That guy's in top 5, top 10 presidents. Like, literally, starting from the beginning. Trump killed people with ice. I mean, let me put, Obama got a way higher kill streak, dog. Like, if this was Call of Duty, Obama compared to Trump, don't even get me started. I'm not even trying to bother y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to tell you how shitty fucking George W. Bush was. But then also, too, like, I told you this already. Obama, bro, everybody was very hopeful. I didn't like Obama till I started learning shit. Afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh. And then Janet Yellen gave me a bunch of fucking QE. And so and then I was too busy QEing away. But at the same time, no, like during the moment, dog, it was dog. My president is black. My Range Rover blue. You had to be there, bro. You had to be there. You guys don't get it. They don't understand, bro. They were giving out phones. The economy just crashed because of George W. Bush, and everybody was just, they were so ready for change, bro. Change. Do you understand? Change was MAGA? You motherfuckers, you don't get it. Dog, everyone's running around yelling change. Like, he should have made a hat, bro. I'm surprised he didn't make a hat. He should have put change on a blue hat, blue and white. That would have, nah, they don't feel, bro. So yeah, I didn't, not until I was like, how many people did he kill? How many? Who does he work for? Hey, it took me like 8 years to figure it out. Probably by the 8th, 9th year, I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. Why did he just give all this money to rich people? Wait, they printed all this money and what? Those who have money have the easiest access in inflation? I didn't realize that till I got older. But yeah, that's why. So, but at the time, I mean, Obama wasn't that bad. Like in the moment. But then again, it all depended on what you knew or didn't know. There was a new clip of Kennedy. Did you guys see it?
All right, here now the author of How to Test Negative for Stupid, Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. Senator, you work with people that want to defund ICE. You work with
this was 3 days ago.
The police. You want to explain that to my audience?
Well, yeah. I mean, what you're talking about is Minneapolis. Let me just say a couple of things quickly, Sean. Number one, Governor Tim Walz. Whatever he says, believe the opposite. I'm sorry, the man learned to lie before he learned to talk. He's just a.
I can't help it. You crack me up.
Well, he's just a less masculine version of Hillary Clinton.
Oh man!
There's a Boeing GE faced engine seal issue on 77X.
Keep going.
Unlikely to cause further delays.
I don't even drink.
No, he said a less masculine version of Hillary Clinton. Exactly. That's the way I'd describe it.
Number two, unless you have a history of disappointing your parents, you know that illegal immigration
is spot on accurate. HCO's out.
The Democrats are always telling us, nobody is above the law. Well, how come people who are in our country illegally are above the law? I support enforcing our immigration laws. Now, how you do it matters. It has to be done in accordance with due process and equal protection. The other point, people just need to understand, they have the right to protest, but they don't have the right to protest violently. Violence undermines the morality that they say their movement is built on. Dr. King understood that. Mandela understood that. Interfering with the police, protesting violently, is also deep dish stupid. You can get hurt. The truth is, most cops, most ICE officials, they will leave you alone unless you do illegal stuff. And number three, Lindsay was on earlier. Sean, he's right about the sanctuary cities. Senator Thune, I love you like a taco, man. If you're listening right
I didn't hear that.
Let us bring a bill.
I love you
to
like
the
a
floor
taco.
of the United States
I love you
Senate
like a
to
taco,
get rid of
Chad.
sanctuary cities, and let's do it along with combating fraud under reconciliation, so we don't need Democratic votes. Lindsay is right. It's time.
Senator, I will say this. They have done a great
Dude,
job.
I
I'm not
love
saying that
you
they're
like
all
a taco.
perfect, but I will tell you, they're working under the most difficult circumstances. I just had a congressman on, and he's calling them Nazi, Gestapo, and all of that. Don't you think that's insightful? Don't you think that that is dehumanizing? And don't you think they should be de-escalating as so-called leaders?
Look, I've seen the videos. We all have. These are people, these people are spitting on cops, and they're cursing cops, and they're cursing their children, and they're blowing whistles in their ears to try to affect their hearing. They're burning Christmas trees. They're blocking the roadways. They're kicking out tail lights. This is not peaceful protest. And I have great respect for the congressman that was on before me, but how can one person be so wrong about so many issues as the congressman? It's a gift, man. No disrespect, Congressman, but you need to eat more fiber. Just turn on and watch TV. Look at the videos.
It's sad.
He's a less masculine version of Hillary Clinton. I love you like a taco, Chad. I love you like a taco. It's facts, bro. Facts. He's hungry. He said, eat more fiber. Is that what happens? Do you say stupid shit if you don't eat fiber? I mean, I guess I get attitude fluctuations when I don't poop. Dude, I saw somebody tag me here. Let me find it. I saw this in the morning while I was taking a poop. Are you ready? You guys remember on Friday? We were doing the what's it called? The moon balloon. You guys remember? Here's the adult version. Are you ready? Eat shit work shit work. Yeah, that's how it is. Eat shit work shit eat. I said, wow, that is the adult version. No moon balloon. Moon balloon. Boon. I'm spoon. I can't even say it. Eat more fiber, my new line for people full of shit. Dude, I kind of want to read it. He was promoting a book. I didn't know he had a book. Senator Kenny has a book. It said, avoid testing negative for stupid. Great title. Work, eat shit, work, eat shit. I don't know if HCO got a buyout there, but the premiums, there's only that one cheap one, but I don't think it hit. Marine Max. Yeah, they receive offer from Donarelli Group for $35 a share. Reuters. Oh, Reuters. Just be careful with Reuters. All right, Chad, but you guys realize you only got 7 minutes left. That's it. Last comments were Trump on the shutdown. You got earnings after the bell today. I think Palant. And then tomorrow, you get a little bit of Qualcomm, Dizzle, and a few others. And then, yeah, I think, isn't Trump, I think they're launching that little coin today. That was announced a couple weeks ago. And then there's one more thing. Oh, don't you have the 4th? They also announced that, like, minerals thing that they're going to do. Some mineral consortium. I think that's just a meeting. Work. Eat. I know, I thought it was cheese, bro. I guess it's not there. It was butter. That was fun. I think some of you forgot about that on Friday. It doesn't get stuck in your head that much, so that's good. Oh, Uri, are you here? I saw that house there, bro. I don't know if you're right. I think, yeah, I just saw you up there. But yeah, dude, I'd like it because it looks like a fairly decent price comparatively, and I like the condition. I don't like the size. That's the only thing I don't like. It's 700 square feet, and that's like, it's on the low end, but you can build on it, but you're not going to need to put in work. And then just ask your agent to send you some like recent comps, because I looked, I don't know if mine are updated. On your side of the street, it comps out very well. But then, like, right across that main road, there's these other houses going for, like, $250 that sold. But then the other one is, like I'm saying, they're just, some of them are bigger. There's, like, a good comp on your side of the road, but it's a lot bigger. But I like the condition. And then if you could get it, I don't know if they're willing to, like, negotiate. I know it just got listed, but I would be more aggressive with the, you know, kind of lowball them and see, as long as they keep entertaining it. Or ask them where they're at with it if they tell you they have any other offers. But other than that, the comps, you got to really make sure comps, because it's a fair price. The bigger ones are like 50,000 more. I just couldn't find another comp at like that same square footage. But I like the house. I like that it's good condition. You're just gonna have to, if you could handle that size. And then, is it on the main road? That's the only other thing I couldn't tell. Let me see. Yeah. It is. It's on the side of a road. I didn't know if that was like a driveway or a main road. So honestly, I wouldn't rush that one, because you could probably lowball the shit out of them, to be honest. Because the house is on the road. You're not going to get the families. Let me see. There are multiple. Highest and best by noon. Yeah, I just don't know if I'm missing anything with it. Like, if I don't know the area that well, I don't know if it's hot out there. That's what I'm saying. I'm just looking at numbers. You know what I'm saying? But they're saying they have 2 offers. But yeah, I don't know. I put an offer. How bad do you want it? Because if you really want it, you could be aggressive. But like I'm saying, that's the other thing I like. Compared to the 2015 price, it's not a lot. That's the part that I think's good. Is that, you know, that house sold 11 years ago, and they're not really asking that much more. I think that's like probably like 10% a year, to be honest. You don't want to overpay. I think the price is fair. I just think the upside's going to be limited because of the size. But like, it's like one of those where it's like, if you wouldn't mind losing it, then you'll be fine. Because like, that's what I'm saying. It's not, let me see the other one. I had it on my, oh yeah, chat, wrap it up, bro. Wrap-a-rooney, chat-a-dooney. But yeah, stick around a little bit here after, and we could, I could run you through some thoughts on it. Moon balloon. Yeah, I like the condition of it. That one wasn't bad. But Chad, that's it, my friends. Drop your GGs. Drop your GGs on the delay. You only have 1 minute. Go, 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 go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, time to wrap it up. Bring it home. Finalize those plays. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Shares, options, futures. What are you going to do, baby? You got a little bit of earnings again today after the bell with Palantir, or you're going to play some of the ones tomorrow. First day of February in the books, and we're going to see, man. We're either going to get some good developments or a little bit of volatility. Wrap it up. You got less than 15 seconds, baby. I'll see you tonight and in the morning, God willing, but that is all that we have. Rapparoony, Chattadoony. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding 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 ding. Horna, Chattadonia. Oh, what the hell, bro? Why they do that? Why they play me like that, bro? Why is it doing that, bro? There you go. Thank you. It's playing with me. I need a GG, baby. Let's go. I see my delayed GG. That's what I'm talking about. It don't matter if you made money or lost money. I know you learned something. Everybody that contributed made it through a wild January. Are here for February and are going to be here for the long term, baby. You got a long, long mission. God bless you, baby, and shout out to Chad. The members, the non-members, the stream alerts, the locked in, the people living as a beacon with a long-term. You got a long-term example, dog. That's what I'm talking about. So God bless you. We got a lot more work to do. You got to keep making your long-term. Some of you going to make some quad bots too. Yeah, man, for real. Thank you all, man. If you really held it down for yourself in Chattadonia. Long live Chattadonia. Get ready. We got more work. A couple hundred earnings at a time. And then that's it. Well, we got a deposit. We got a shop. So stay in the game, baby. Stay locked in. Stay aligned. And God bless America, baby. I need me to rock. You won't see me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me, let's talk. Ooh. I haven't heard this one in a minute. I might let this ride. I gotta go poop though. So let me go out here. I'm gonna let this ride. I'm gonna take a look at your ride's crib. See what we rocking with. But God bless you, Chad. I love you, Chad. It's a cow, baby. I love you like a taco, Chad. You better get a long term. You're gonna love the long term like a taco. Exactly. Thank you.
I guess we really did live a good life. But now it's inside. Unless you get time. People buying everything so they can sell it online. Come on, dawg. You wouldn't even need that TP. How that EDD turn into PS5s and TVs. Another hand of me that can't be seen, but just believe me. Everybody lying, but that truth ain't always easy. People without the money ain't freaking out no more. As long as you qualify, then you don't pay back the loan. Bet like they companies, not the ones that need it most. And the people with everything keep on tweeting about those. Whoa. This shit getting obvious. They don't really give a fuck. They care about if they profiting. I ain't never been the one to bitch about conglomerates, but this shit getting ominous. My mom won't come outside again. Some days I'm waking up and I feel hustle. Days is kinda jumbled. I know it keep me safe, but it ain't keep me safe from nothing. It left me by myself, that in itself was kinda troubling. This shit really puzzling. How a piece of paper on my face protect the public when the public is in disarray and don't follow instructions. Half the people work, the rest complain and make assumptions. I'm trying hard to see this, but it's mutating or something.
Huh? So all the points I'm bringing up is sounding kind of pointless now.
Why you think I do not give a fuck? It sounded poignant now. They really test me everywhere. My patience and appointments now. I guess you never miss it till it's gone. I never had so many people tell me I was wrong. They don't want shit in your head, but they want shit in your arm. I wish a lot of bigger problems had the same alarm. But nah, you hearing what you wanna see. Started out with little shit, but now it feels like everything. Everybody wants a meme or maybe get some shit for free. It sounded dumb cause freedom means you still a leaf fell from the tree. But but you can take your time and shit. We all gon' fail without objective values. I won't rhyme the shit. It's been a year, we feel the same. We still on Trump and Biden shit. The people change, the issue same. We just turn up light out of it. Damn, conformity is crazy. All I gotta do is lie to you and they would pay me. Or they can stop the views if the truth can make them angry. It's crazy what we do in cold world like it's the 80s. So hate me, how would hate me too. It's easier to believe a lie than believe that we've been fooled. And I would love to blame the next guy, I'm just like you. But all of us to blame, we left out God and how we move.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you. Amen. So you're right. I emailed you a screenshot. Tell me, what's the difference between those houses that I circled? The two above? What's the difference in that area? Do you get shot there? Or what's the difference? And then that one, it's like southwest, I think. The one with the like special arrow. What's up? That one's huge for the same price. That one, it's actually decent condition. I mean, you could definitely put work into it, but I guess what's up with those? What am I missing? Because that's the thing. Like that house, like it's good condition. It's just small. I would have liked it at that price if it was like 1,000 or 1,100 square feet. But Palant. SpaceX confirms merger. Palant G. Damn, Palantir's going crazy. Let me get you guys the earnings. I don't have the estimate. The 2-3. What about the one in the south? So revenue was a 1.41 billion. I don't know what the estimate was. I'll probably get those. Full year revenue 7.1 to 7.2. I think they guided up. Fourth quarter EPS 24. They see first quarter revenue 153 to 154. Let me see. Where is it? Where is the preview? Oh yeah, they killed it. They killed earnings by like 400,000, and then yeah, the revenue guide is up by like 20%. So they guided up, and then I don't know the full year guide, and then they're down 24 on the quarter. So yeah, it's still their average was a little higher. It's pricing in 10, and they move a little bit more on that. Last two quarters, 8, 12, and 24. But yeah, they beat and guided up. So it's a good report. Operating income. Amazon to eliminate 2,200 jobs. You guys hear Amazon buying a copper mine? Or buying copper? But yeah, so what about that one house in the corner, though? The one on the bottom left. Is that not a bad one? Because that one just got listed, but that at that price, I don't know. But if it's a bad area, remember, location. Yeah, they're different areas, though. That's a different city. But that was listed 1 hour ago. That hasn't been sold ever. It's tax assessments at like 114. So that doesn't seem, and then, yeah, there's a comp right next behind it at 400. And it's tiny compared. Dude, that house is a lot bigger. Wait, there was one of them that was 2,000 square feet, bro. I was tripping. Oh, wait, there's another one right next to it for 340. That one's literally 2,100 square feet. It needs work, though. But like I'm saying, if it's a big-ass house, you fix that shit up, you're going to be fine. Palantir, it's 1% away from the break-even. OpenAI unsatisfied with speed at which NVIDIA hardware could spit out answers. Wow! Yo, drama. Bro, drama. Dog, OpenAI has determined it needs alternatives to NVIDIA's latest AI chips. In some cases, has sought alternatives since last year. Unsatisfied at speed at which hardware spits out answers. NVIDIA's hardware, ChatGPT users for complex problems. Yeah, OpenAI is talking shit. So remember, this morning, Jensen was like, the deal's not finalized. Jensen threw a little jab, but now OpenAI is saying that they're looking for alternatives to NVIDIA chips. The 340? Oh, yeah, I see that one. That's on a main-ass road, you're right. The other one's on a side road, but they're all kind of like that. But the other one's on the main road. You're right. That one's just massive. But yeah, that would be harder to sell. But yeah, the one, I don't know. Is that area nice, though? Because it seems like if you go southwest there, you could get a lot better deals, but I don't know how that area stacks up. Yeah, if the ones up north are rough, then fuck them. Then that house is a little bit better. Because if you want that little block that you're in there without going above that St. Charles, essentially, that main road, it's not, it seems above that road, they all get a little cheaper. But that block, that one you're offering on is not too bad. But, like, look, if you could go in the bottom left, I think those are way better deals. Or that 331 looks a little bit more appealing. You're getting double the house. It doesn't look like it's priced too high, but it does need a little bit of work. Oh, wait, no. I don't even think there's an inside. Call them. That one just got listed an hour ago, bro. Have your agent call them. But, yeah, the one that you want, it does seem like it is a better area. So offer. I mean, offer a fair price. I wouldn't overbid if they're saying best and final. And then how are you going to finance it? Are you going to do FHA? Because if you're going to live in it, FHA, bro, that's a fucking... Where is it? Oh, shit. Is Intel? Man, no way. Sam, if Sam is that fucking dumb, if he starts buying Intel chips, I'll laugh. But I'm down, bro. I'm down. Yeah, it'd be 11,000 down, bro. FHA. That's it. The price is fair, but it's just small. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It looks good condition. It would be adequate. I don't think you're getting a good deal. I don't think you're getting a bad deal. If the neighborhood is nice. That's it. Otherwise, there's a little bit more utility in the bottom left in that other area. Or I don't know. What if you go way more south? There's another new build there, kind of. It looks new for $325. But again, I don't know the area. That's my only downside with all this. Yeah, and then Palantir has not gone above. That OpenAI news is from Reuters. Oh, fuck them. No, you're going to... By tomorrow morning, Sam's going to be like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. We love our partners. We would never do that. OpenAI just bought... Or fucking Reuters just bought puts. How do they verify that you actually live in the house? Hey, calm down, Leering Center. Okay? But they're good. You have to receive your mail there. It's based on your primary address on, like, your filings and then sending all your mail there. So they don't, like, I don't know how, I don't see how they do that, but like, they don't, like, check it all the time. But they can, if they do find out, you'll get foreclosed. So I don't know if it's like, it's not like a felony for doing it, but they have the right to foreclose the house, which doesn't mean you lose anything, but you have to refinance the loan or you have to sell the house. But they won't let you, they don't have, pretty much you violate the contract and they don't have to keep servicing your loan. So they say you have to either refinance it or sell the house and close the loan. So you'll be violating the terms. You can expand on that one you sent me. It has a good lot. It's small. If you expand on it, but again, I don't know how Chicago is with it, but it is going to be a little expensive. AZO in Panama. Oh, that one was Reuters too, though. But yeah, 35 is the price on AZO. That's at least what the report said. Yeah, that NVIDIA comment's crazy. I mean, NVIDIA started it this morning. I mean, again, I think the only debatable part is that Reuters is the one reporting that right now. Their source is sources. So take that as you please. Yeah, you could just ask Lisa Cook on the verification of the homes. I forgot. She works with the Fed. She knows how to do it. What? All right, Chattadonia. On that note, I'm going to go potty. Send me any other email, too, if you need help, Uri, or any of you ever wanting to get a house. If you do see how I did it there, if you email me, I may not respond, like, in text, but if I could talk to you here. But if it's important, tell me, and I could always get you a text mail. You know, I'll send, I don't know why the hell was fucking, Why the hell what's his name, bro? Why the hell was Jeffrey Epstein emailing so much? You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker, but then again, it was before iPhones, I think. But even then, like 2016, that motherfucker just sat down and emailed all day. But anyway, don't get me started. But Chad, I love you. God bless you. Finger to the sky. To God be the glory. And through the grace of God alone. Amen. Amen. Read the books, Chad. Richest Man in Babylon. Proverbs New Living Translation. The strangest secret in the world. He's looking in Illinois. He'll be your agent. You got give him an off market, bro. Let's get an off market for him. Get him a good deal, and you could be his agent. I don't even know who your agent is, Uri. But yeah, bro, get him an off market, bro. That's a good deal. Y'all need but yeah, you gotta. I don't know the area though. I wish I did, bro. I wish I did. All I know is like bullet holes versus not. That's all I got through the course. That's all I learned. I'm just playing with y'all. But have a good day. God bless you all. Have fun with your molt bots, your stock bots. I'll see you there. And we'll have a good one. You already got a cult agent? Yeah, that's it. So if you want to steal him from a cult agent, you got to offer a off market. I'll accept that. I think that's acceptable. If you could get him something that nobody else could get. That's what I'm saying. We need off markets, baby. We need off markets. So God bless you, Chatadonia. Thank you for your time. And have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tonight. Goodbye. Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a cult, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there. I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you've been scared. Big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear. Oh dear, who you trying to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah. It's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it. Set apart from the start, and the heart isn't ours. It's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god. Then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib. But for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing, they want that to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you've been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear, oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting.